Yay.
Yay. Yay. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the next exciting episode of The Broken Throne, our used-to-be Storm King's Thunder, and now we got off on a wild tangent D&D 5th edition game. Before we get started today and have everyone say hi, I wanted to make a very special announcement. At the end of September, we are going to attempt to raise $5,000 for Trans Life, Trans Lifeline. Trans Lifeline is a charity that provides microgrants to folks going through transition for things like getting their name changed, updating their birth certificates, stuff like that, and provides a actual crisis line by trans, it is staffed by trans community members for trans community members. We're very excited to be doing this. We've already got a ton of people signed up, and if folks are interested in joining, I am pulling up the link for it right now. At the moment, we are judging whether or not we're going to do it the last weekend in September or the first weekend in October, and once we get a good number of signups, we're already up to about 30, we will make a final decision. That will happen no later than the end of the month. But at this point, we're getting a pretty clear consensus on which weekend already works better for a number of our DMs. So we may make a decision far earlier than that. I just want to say it's really exciting for us. This will be our first charity event. We've set a big goal, but I think it's a doable goal, and it's for an awesome charity that provides real and measurable work that you can point at and say this has helped specific people, and so we think it's a great charity for us to be working with, and we hope you'll join us it's going to be 9 4-hour one-shots over a span of 36 hours, so it's going to be pretty crazy if we can pull it off, and I think we'll be able to do it. So with that, let's talk about some D&D. I'm Thruck. I'm your DM for the day. I run our Friday and Saturday games, and I also currently run a kind of on hiatus Sunday Blades in the Dark game, and Sunday night for 2 more weeks, for it's been a very short campaign, is our Pirates campaign based using the Dungeon World system, and that's me. So let's go around the horn and just say hi to everybody. Let's start with Mr. Spy Guy Yoda.
Hello, everyone. I play Brand. I hit things with my axe. Life is Brand. He's not very smart. He's got lots of heart, and he's not a good poet. And he knows it.
It's true.
Yep.
Yeah, and you were a cautious pessimist on Twitter, right?
Yes, minus a couple of vowels because it didn't fit otherwise.
Right on. Mr. Amok, our Enigma and Shadow.
Good afternoon, everyone. I play Elise in this game. For now, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Barrick. Try to get my brother back.
Yeah. Sweet. And let's do Portia. Let's do some Portia next.
Hi, I'm Portia. I play Etza. Etza likes to have an attitude about everything because otherwise it's no fun.
And Etza's a Yuan-Ti monk? Is that right?
A Yuan-Ti monk, correct.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Sweet. And last but certainly not least, because sadly Mr. Fenn is not here today, he is currently flying back from a family visit, and so we hope to have him back next week. We will do Mr. Zed.
Hola.
Como
How's it
esta?
going, everybody? I play Zedran Stormsinger, the Aasimar sorcerer extraordinaire, super charismatic, all-around awesome guy. And everybody loves me except the people who don't. But those people are wrong. They're wrong.
It seems like the majority, but I could be wrong.
I was going to say
could be wrong too.
Annoying.
Could be wrong.
Except that I would argue that according to the way charisma should seems to work in the game, you may find Ben's behavior annoying, but everyone should be just charmed and dazzled by Zedrin.
This is why I make you make checks and only punish you when you fail them.
I mean,
Yeah.
practically the way it works, Chris, it could just mean you're really sexy.
Yeah, it could just mean you're super good looking and
Right?
still
Like,
kind of a dick.
It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with your attitude or behavior.
All right, so you ready to hop in, team?
Every time you get off the horse, you're just flashing crotch everywhere. But you look good, so no one says anything about it.
Ooh, it's another bush shot. All right. So when we last left our intrepid... When we last left our intrepid adventurers, they were on the search for the soul of their fallen compatriot, the paladin Barrack, who, after a bad pull from the deck of many things, had his soul stolen, and the party has found out that his soul is currently being held awaiting transport to the second level of hell in the city of Dis. Here they find themselves now in the city of Brass, seeking the person holding that soul as it awaits transport to hell. Having done a favor for an underworld contact of the party's new and a little cranky party member, Etza, the Yanti monk, the party has found out where the soul is very likely being held. It is being held in a place called Bayat al-Bazan, which was once home to one of the most powerful families of Afridi in the city. But that family fell when the last regime was taken out and the new one was brought in, and has laid empty for nearly a century before a new person took it over. An unknown entity assumed to be human named Adnan al-Hazma, and he has been there now for about a decade and has been rumored to be one of the few people working in the illicit areas of the soul trade. This place is a citadel. But however, Fahima has told the party that they can find a secret entrance hidden within the city that will allow them to sneak in to the Bayat al-Bazan citadel from the bottom up. We join our party now as they prepare for their departure to the citadel of Bayat al-Bazan. Why can't I talk today? To the citadel of Bayat al-Bazan to rescue the soul of Barrack Malik. And with that, you guys find yourself now in the same fighting pit, having just talked to Fahima, gotten the information you needed, and we're about to decide what to do next.
I mean, I'm ready to go. I got all my stuff. If y'all are definitely into this, then we just go, I guess.
I thought, had we taken a rest after last we met? I don't remember.
You have not. You went right back. Yep.
Yeah, that would be not good. Should take a knee first.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, I know that we've taken a short rest with our post encounter luncheon, but I don't know if we.
Yeah, we had not taken a long rest because I'm at about 50% of my spells, the higher level variety.
So you guys do have an inn that you had set up in, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess we can go.
Yeah. So you easily make your way back to the inn. Moving through the city is it's just moving through a big city, except hotter and a little bit more annoying because people care less about things like shoulder checking you. It's lawful, it's still evil, so there are cranky people everywhere. You make your way through a couple of different bazaars and a number of residential areas with these kind of like towering brass and wooden shanties to your inn. Is there anything? Yes?
I was gonna say, my crankiness is entirely justified. I have been living here a while. You were talking about how people were not concerned about shoulder.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the party.
Oh, Brandon's
I mean,
in
in general.
general thinking.
All right. So, is there anything you guys want to do when you get back to the inn?
Brand will have a beer, I guess, before we get our rest on.
I mean, I'm hungry.
A light lunch.
All right. Food having been disposed of, you find your way back up to your rooms.
Fire salad. Is that a thing? I don't even know.
Yeah, you know, they're mostly spicy, and there's like lots of red fruits in it. All of the lettuce is wilted and kind of weird and sad in your salads. Yeah, it's what you would expect.
It's a bunch of hot house bullshit, man. Not cool.
And
I thought we
that-
determined that it was a lot of like prickly pear.
oh yeah, there's a lot of like
cacti
succulents
salad?
and things like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but prickly pear is like a reddish fruit on the outside.
Is it? I have no idea.
Yeah, on the outside it's red.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's red and pink, and then you grill it like pineapple.
Oh, the more you know, Star. Having eaten, you go to sleep as night comes. Eaten and drank, for those of you who so choose. Night comes, passes uneventfully, and in the morning you wake up with a full rest.
Yeah.
Back up my thing.
My HP number is hilarious.
You're muted.
My total HP is 69.
Yeah. Giggity.
And to get back some other stuff. What do you get back? I always forget. Blah, blah,
All
blah,
your
blah,
spell
blah.
slots, all your HPs. You get everything back after a long rest.
And
No, I get a certain number of charges back on the staff. So I have to look
Oh
up
yeah,
the
it's a
charges.
D6? Is it
No.
D6 or D4?
It's written in the item description, so I have to find it. I'm just looking
Okay.
and muttering to myself while I do it.
Are there any sort of preparations you wish to undertake before heading into this dungeon?
we said that he thought he might be.
You muted again.
Oh, I hate the mute.
Learn to
We were
use it.
hearing-
Learn to love it. Stop hating it and embrace it. Both of you.
Yeah, well, he refuses, so. We heard he might be a shape changer, right?
Yeah, so the
We don't
rumor
know
you...
we don't know if that is his true form,
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
his final form.
Yeah, it's... So what Fahima told you was that she gets the feeling from him that he is taken a human guise, but is very likely not human. There are a number of different things that can be shape changers. Everything from dragons to a kobold sorcerer, right? Like, it could be a shape changer. So it doesn't narrow things down too much, but Fahima had a sneaking suspicion that this person was not what they appeared to be.
Okay. Have I ever heard in the black market of a scroll to lock somebody into the form they have shifted into?
No.
Moonbeam can make them come out, but
Yeah. Actually, make a...
You could
what would that
polymorph
be?
into something else.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the most creative way to do it, is to polymorph someone who's been polymorphed into something else. But no, there's not, as far as you're aware, there isn't magic that kind of holds other magic in stasis.
Stone of True Form is a thing in White Wolf, not in.
Oops. I think I was thinking of that thing. Okay. But otherwise, like, I wouldn't have heard of, like, either a way to shift something back to its original form or change.
Dispel magic. Dispel magic is what would shift someone back to their original form, should it be a spell and not some sort of natural shape-shifting ability.
Okay.
You guys are
if it's
level 11. I don't
natural,
need to make you roll for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's natural, I can't force it to do anything. If it's a spell, then I can.
Yes.
I'd like to get one scroll
Of dispel?
of magic, yeah.
Yeah, it'll cost you 250 gold.
Okay, good.
All right.
Can you get two?
Oh, wait. I don't have money. Never mind.
So why don't you ask the person who also has the money and does the negotiations?
Hi.
Hi. You want to get what now?
A scroll of dispel magic. Because if this thing is if this guy's a shape changer, and if it's a spell, we should be able to like force him out of whatever he's done, right?
I mean, kinda, but so there are dangers with that, though. Fen can tell you more since he can actually cast the spell on his own. But if you aim it wrong, you might get one of us, and that could screw us a little.
I don't think you can't accidentally dispel something you don't intend to.
You can't?
No.
All right. Well, then let's get a couple and spread them around. Who all here can read scrolls? Raise your hand.
I can also just cast the spell.
Okay, so you can cast it. Fen can cast it. I cannot. I
know what reading is.
Okay, so we'll get 2 scrolls. That'll give me an option, and that'll give Etza an option. Are you sure you can cast spells from scrolls?
I mean, I think so. I can like kind of do other spells, so.
I don't know. Let me look.
To the book.
Maybe
I don't know if. Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head. I thought there were they used to be spell completions. You had to be able to cast to be able to use them. I don't know.
Well, yeah, like rogues used to also have abilities to let them do it.
But that was an ability for that. I don't even know if that exists anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no. You essentially spend key points to cast spells. At no point do you get the ability to essentially read magic.
Okay.
Yeah, your form of magic is different than like a caster's.
Yeah.
It is more like focusing the internal judge into...
Yeah, but I didn't know if I can focus the internal judge through a scroll.
No. That is arcane. You are key-based.
Fine. Apparently, scroll's not a thing.
Well, then let's not worry about it. We have 2 people who can do it.
What if one of you goes down?
Then the other one can do it. We have 2 people who can do it.
Okay.
Then we don't care anymore. We're dead.
Yeah, I don't want to die, though.
Right, but if I'm already dead, I don't care.
Okay.
Let's look. There's got to be a thing in here somewhere. Hang on.
Elise's philosophy is my favorite philosophy. Fuck it if I'm dead. What do I fucking care? Alright, so does that mean there's no preparations you guys want to take prior to heading over to the dungeon?
I'm thinking.
I'm just asking, yeah.
Nothing I can think of.
I mean, Brand's always ready to crunch things.
Okay, here we go. Ah, look at the description. No, you. Let's see. If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can use an action to read the scroll and cast its spell without having to provide any of the spell components. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible.
Yep.
Spell is on your class's list, but of a higher level than you can normally cast, just make an ability check using your spellcasting ability to determine whether you can cast it successfully.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Failed. You bust it. Cast it successfully. It crumbles. Blah 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 blah.
Interesting. I don't know if I actually even get it. I think I do.
Yeah.
It's not a thing you get. It's just you can or can't.
It is an ability.
No,
yeah.
what I mean is I'm saying I don't know if dispel magic is even a spell on my list, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably, yes, but...
Yeah, I have no idea if that's on the sorcerer spell list or not. Oh, thanks, Giasso. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a 3rd level.
Okay, there you go. So yes, should you want to buy a couple of scrolls of dispel magic, you could read them because they're on your spell list. As a monk does not have a spell list, I would say that immediately disqualifies them from...
Yerp.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I leave that up to you guys.
I am good, I think, at the moment. Let me do one more skim.
So what she told you... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good on... How we on... everybody has a couple health pots, right? We have like 3 each or something?
I don't.
Actually, that's a good point. As we're going in here, make sure that you know what you're carrying. Like, who has what potions. Let's just take a second to sort all that stuff out.
Yeah, I think we got when we bought Superior. I thought we gave everybody 3 of them. I don't think I've used any.
I didn't.
I haven't used any.
No.
Yep.
I mean, you
Nothing.
must have bought those before I ran up with you. So.
Yeah.
It was before we got here.
So, I mean,
We got them at the mall before we came here.
I
we
got mine
ran to
at
the
Target.
mall
We
and it
talked
was
about
fine. Yeah. All
Well,
right,
unless you
so
feel like buying me some, I'm just gonna have to roll without.
Didn't we have some normal ones lying around
Here,
anyway?
you can have one of mine. I'll give Etsy one of mine.
Etsy.
It's going to be a while before Brand gets your name right, unless you make a point of it.
I know. So, potion of superior health.
Yes, is 8d4 plus 8.
8d4 plus 8. Okay. I'm just gonna have to remember that.
All right, let's get going. I feel like we're being boring so far.
I'm ready whenever.
I mean, we have followers to entertain. We have to be entertaining.
and we play the game we play, man. I'm cool with that. If you guys
I'm
need
as
to figure
dynamic as
stuff
I
out-
ever am. Whatever.
It's
Whatever.
Gosh, guys.
God, let's play a game. Okay, okay. So as you guys were staying in the city market, and the Bayat Albazan is in the Gate of Glory, so it's not too far. It's about a 45-minute walk through traffic, which is essentially what you deal with everywhere here. So as you imagine the city, and we've talked about this before, but as a reminder, it is a mush of like the canals of Venice in well, really, if you were to sprawl Venice, right, with all those small winding streets and like very few like large open roads, and when people get to the large open roads, everybody tries to be in them because they think they're more efficient, and so there's a lot of like navigating through all sorts of different neighborhoods as you go through. And the entrance you were shown was actually in the back, in a back alley underneath a sewer grate. And then you were given directions from that sewer grate to a set of stairs.
This feels more on point.
So y'all ready?
As you find yourselves now staring down at the sewer grate, what do you guys do?
I have a need for pizza.
You've got a need for pizza.
I do indeed.
I mean, I kneel down and start to pull on the grate.
I mean, it comes up relatively easily with that one of those.
Cowabunga!
Clink.
Thank you.
Oh my god,
Yes.
It was a TMNT reference.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Damn it. Okay.
Took me a second to unmute though.
I was just letting it go.
God damn it.
I'm
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Kind of look around and make sure like nobody's staring at us.
For sure. No, it's relatively. I mean, there are some folks who live back here, but nobody seems to be paying specific attention to you guys. This is obviously like an out of the way. Like this is a place where crime would happen, right? This is one of those very out of the way sort of like dead end alleys where you're like, oh, this is obvious.
Non-specific crime just occurs here.
Yeah, crime. This is just like, yeah, it's a crime spawn point.
Crime alley.
essentially. Yeah.
People do crimes here.
That's right. That's right, Grandma. Crimes happen here. People might even smoke the dope.
So
How far-
as you're, oh, go ahead.
How far from this entranceway is the? I guess the stairs, and how much of a more walking do we have to do to get to our destination?
So you're not the directions that were drawn for you aren't like to scale, but what she told you was it was about 20 minutes of walking in the sewers themselves before you get to the actual entrance to the dungeon.
And that was from the sewer entrance, not from the stairs.
That was from the
20 minutes?
sewer entrance, yeah.
Let me check something real quick. No, let me know how far away it is. All right, fine. Then, okay. Well, I guess I'll hop in the hole and then I'll cast Arcane Eye.
Okay. Blink. Eye arcaned. As you guys, so
And I'll
what?
send him ahead.
All right. It is a sewer. It is gross. It is smelly. It is hot, hotter than up there. You are closer to lava here than you are on the street level, and you can kind of feel it boiling off the walls. So if you imagine the smell of cooking sewer grossness, that is kind of what you're standing in up to, for those of you who are human tall, up to about mid shin. As you guys wade through this and the arcane eye looks ahead, it's dark down here. Those of you who don't have dark vision are gonna need additional light to see, which would be Fern, our human mage, and I just blamed Elise.
No, because I have gauntlets of dark vision.
Oh, you have gauntlets of dark vision? Nice.
Gauntlets of dark vision? Goggles of dark vision?
Goggles of dark vision.
I was gonna say.
Hey, I feel. It's called feeling. I was lying.
You with my fist.
So you do have dark
Brand has
vision.
torches. Brand has torches.
Brand has torches. Okay.
Also,
yes,
I'm
you
not
have
going,
dark vision.
I'm not, like, I literally have jumped down the hole and I'm not going any further. I'm not walking
Okay.
down there until I go scout ahead.
Oh yeah. Does anybody want to go scout ahead?
I'll light up a torch and jump down as well.
Okay.
And Brand is probably going to start scouting ahead accidentally if no one stops him.
Well, I'm not. I physically haven't gone anywhere, and like the invisible eye flew away from me that you can't see. So
Brand, stop moving.
Okay.
I'm just hanging out,
All right.
doing some mumbling every once in a while.
Guess we'll
Elise
wait.
is doing her thing. We've seen this.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, just to remind you guys, did anybody wanna? You have the additional earrings.
Oh yeah.
I would assume that you would not just leave them somewhere.
Right. Yeah. So we
No,
can make
we
sure that-
So-
hand one to Elise and one to Etza.
What is this?
Put it in.
Put it in
Put it in what?
Your ear.
and wait for half an hour.
Telling me where it goes is important.
It's an earring. Where did you think? Is a belly ring? Come on now.
Or other places. Don't judge.
Judgment
I
free zone.
don't want to hear you guys thinking at other parts of my body. I'm good with just putting it in my ear.
And
So what does this do again?
Did anyone else for you?
It's
What is this
it's a
thing?
communication device, but since just so that you know, everything that you think has been recorded by HR, and it might be responsible for any conduct. So
Oh well, then I
violations
really
of the
shouldn't
company
have
code.
it at all. Because, nah.
Hey, if you guys want to get closer to my mind, that's entirely up to you.
It's solely for communication. Nothing is saved. We don't hear anything that you don't want us to hear. Put the damn ring in so that we don't have a fuck up like we did at that one dude's house.
Hey, that would have worked perfectly. I don't.
Yeah, if we could have communicated, I believe you that it might have worked.
True.
As it stands, you
I've
got
already-
damn lucky.
Yeah.
And by the way, who was lying on the ground when it came around the corner?
The person that was saved by my sphere of force until I got anti-magic shell.
So I'm just saying, a little bit of communication goes a long way.
I'm already wearing the earring. It's good. I already put it in.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
This is just
You don't need
this is
to
general snark.
elaborate.
Because technically we put the earring in an hour ago, and this is just general snark,
Yes.
not major snark or private snark. It's just
Just normal snark.
okay. What does my magic eye see?
All right, as your magic eye begins moving through the sewers, it is as gross as you would expect. Every once in a while, a body floats by that's been indiscriminately eaten by the rats or whatever they have for rats down here. But it follows the path for a little while. How long does your connection to it stay up?
An hour?
I mean, how distance-wise?
It's infinite as long as I don't leave the plane.
Oh, really? Neat. Okay, so how far do you want to go?
All the way until I get to the thing.
It is clear. It is gross. And there's a couple places where you'll have to go, and is it through your eyes?
I can
Like
see
it would
through
use
it.
your perception stat. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Can I just passively perceive? It sounds like a better idea.
You did good. 19. What's your passive?
22.
Holy Jesus. Okay. I need to write
I
down.
just purposely
Actually,
ignore stuff. I'm like, I'm not really paying attention to you.
okay,
Ah.
hang on. I like using passive perception. I just don't have them written down for this. So I'm going to ask you guys real quick for your passive perceptions.
I don't
So
know
we
what that is.
Elise is 22. I'll get to you last. Brand, what's your
I'm
passive?
15.
15. Zed, what's your passive?
15.
15.
And Fen is
Fen
also
is
15.
15.
Triplets. Woo!
Yeah, and then so your passive perception, Etsa, is going to be below your stats.
I have
It'll-
passive. Oh, there it is. 14.
Okay, 14. And
Which is why she
Etsa-
couldn't see it before.
Yes.
Aha!
Yeah.
It's also called passive wisdom.
Well, there's also passive wisdom, which is different.
And then in
It
parentheses,
is the
perception.
same thing. Perception is in parentheses.
Did they update the character sheet? Huh, okay.
Must have, because
I think they changed it.
Yeah.
Technically, there's also you have a passive investigation check too. But
You
that's
do.
dumb.
Yeah, I think passive investigation is stupid because to me, investigation's an active skill.
yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's
I will,
like. Go ahead.
I will be right back.
Okay.
It's supposed to be how you passively notice hidden objects like doors or traps or something like that, which is fine. But there's nothing that modifies it. You can't like tweak it. Like they
Yeah.
kind of reference it once and then go, whatever. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Other than it does mention it in servant feet. I only know that because I have the feet, or else I would never have known.
The only thing you notice one interesting feature as you're moving, as your arcane eye is moving through the sewers. About halfway between you and the stairs. So imagine like it's like the path is like you go down 150 feet through slop, you make a right through slop, you go down another 120 feet through slop, right, you make a left through slop. This is all essentially difficult going. Luckily for the arcane eye, it floats and it doesn't care. But you notice there's just this faintest flicker of light and this faintest sound of chanting coming from behind a sewer grate, like one of those big circular ones that's vertical, that kind of cuts different pieces off from each other within a sewer system in like all classical fantasy everywhere.
Sure.
Off to one side, there's one of those big vertical sewer grates. It takes a corner, and every once in a while you just see this tiniest flicker of light, and you hear this kind of high-ish pitched chanting.
Can I go through the grate and go look over that way? Is that the direction it is?
Is it insubstantial? I just don't know the arcane eye.
It's in chat, and it's an inch
Oh,
big.
is it? Okay. Oh, it's, yeah, then you can absolutely go through the chat. Through the chat. You can go through the
chat.
you can absolutely go through the grate. You go through and you go down the corner. And you realize first, this area has been cleaned. It still smells. There's still like the ambient grossness of this, but a lot of it's been kind of cleaned up and piled in the center of the room. And much of the like physical muck has been turned into this effigy of what looks to be 3 times the normal sized kobold, and surrounding it are all of these kobolds kind of kneeling in what's left of the like watery gross muck, chanting to it. So there is a shit statue of a kobold being worshipped by kobolds.
I'm sorry, I heard something. Statue of a kobold being worshipped by kobolds.
Shit
Your
statue.
player can
Yeah, this is I assume this seems
It's
unrelated, or can I?
water.
No. Hang on. Did I ever? You know what? I don't think I ever picked mine. Damn it! One of these days, I actually have to remember to put down my other language. Oh well. I will just assume it is not this.
they would speak Draconic, by the way. That is their language.
Right, but I have a comma, and then I never picked my third language because I'm dumb. I keep forgetting, so I'm just not going to explain. Yeah, there's. I'm obviously relaying this to the rest of the group.
Yep.
Do we want to just count this as unrelated, or do we want to? I don't know.
So,
Brand's all
Check
in
it out
on
when we're there.
Can someone tell me what it is that we're talking about here?
poop monster.
I'm mentally relaying the same shit I'm getting from my eyeball. to
Zed
the
stepped
thing.
away for a second.
Hang on. Let me look something up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, there's kobolds worshipping a shit kobold statue.
that's like 3 times the size of a kobold. But
Hang on. Religion. Okay, hang on. Wait. Religion check. What do kobolds worship?
You got 28? Kobolds worship Kurtulmak. Kurtulmak is a, hang on, let me get to a good description of him. Sorry for the background noise here. He's also known as the Gnome Smasher, the Watcher, Steel Scale, Stingtail, the Horned Sorcerer, or the Devourer. He's the sworn enemy of Kuryalek, who is his essentially good, his good counterpart, and was elevated to divinity by the dragon god Askarath. So one of the interesting things about Kurtulmak is it is believed he was originally created by a green dragon. And as you look, and therefore is one of the few green kobolds in existence. And as you look at this kobold made of poo and other detritus, it's greenish. It is safe to say it has a greenish hue to it, and the tail has been built in such a way as to look like it has a stinger on the end of it. And as you're looking, you realize now that it's got a necklace of very small skulls.
Like kobold-sized skulls or smaller? Like gnome skulls?
Like gnome-sized skulls. Yeah.
Okay, also, the earrings, what effect does the earrings replicate? Because I don't know how much information we can share.
It is message. It is either sending or message. Hang on. It's the one that allows you to respond to the message.
Yeah, message allows a response.
Yeah, it is
so
message.
Just repeatedly casting message, effectively?
Yeah, and anytime you choose to speak, it casts message. Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially. If you're looking for a mechanic for my homebrewed magical item.
Yeah, I just, because I want to know what the limitations are, if I can only send spoken words or if I can send anything else. That's I just.
It is only spoken words. It is 500 feet range.
Okay.
Brand,
Fine, that's fine.
he doesn't like leaving enemies, or particular enemies, behind him. So he'd be.
Yeah, but everything on
is-
this plane is a
is an
potential enemy.
Yeah, but Fahima was saying that
But these
this
guys are
guy
directly on our path,
is
right?
trading
So
its
that's.
souls might be a kobold.
But they're not. I had to go past the thing that I had to go on the other side of a grate.
Okay.
It is adjacent to our path as far as I
Okay.
can tell.
Well, Brand is prepared to fight a poop monster if he has to.
Well, Elite,
It's a Golgotha shit demon.
Yeah, I was just gonna. Yeah.
you said you know about the religion of kobolds and about this god thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of
Is
them.
it known to have the ability to shape change?
No, I think they just build it out of poo.
No, I mean the actual god that they're
No,
worshiping.
I don't think they'd bother. I think he just shows up and murders people, as far as I know from my religion.
If you could change
subterfuge. How about I don't think subterfuge is big on the dude with the necklace of skulls. I think they're more of a smashy kind of dude, not like a. Yeah, that's. Also,
you know that
really...
he is keyed primarily to thieving and pillaging, and is a lawful neutral, lawful evil, or neutral evil god, but not chaotic.
I think we just turn. I think
Guy,
if you just make a left turn next to the evil under, like, okay, we're going towards evil castle, right? And we see how crowded it is upstairs. This is just an ancillary, as far as I can tell currently. It's just chock-a-block with evil dudes. There's probably another band of adventurers looking for these guys coming the other direction.
Now, there is something to be said for poking our noses where they don't belong and seeing what interesting things we can find. But at the same time, we don't really want to
Did you
tip
say you were on
anybody
a
off.
time limit? Like you're at the end of it or something?
Yeah, but not that kind of time limit. I mean, not like we've got 60 seconds left, or like it's not a clock ticking. There's a calendar moving, but not like a clock.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a problem fucking with them.
I'm
Whatever.
fine either
Working
way.
On the clock, though.
How about if they get in our way? Okay.
We cut them down.
How can I make I don't know what kind of check I can make to determine how beefy they seem? I don't know. Do they show as gray to me? Do they show as
nature?
purple?
Make a nature check.
God damn it.
I can't. I mean,
Finally.
there's no like. Oh well. No, they
Oh
seem
Jesus.
of regular kobold make. They do not seem in any way special. Although the priest, kind of speaking in front of them, you had a 19 on your perception. Might have a magic item or two, but they're probably pretty low power.
So chumpy.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this?
These are kobolds. These aren't like special kobolds.
On the way there, I bet you could kill them all in the fireball. I'm just saying, if we want to go out of our way and you want to blow a fireball, well, let me know. All right, I'll keep going. I mean, it's a dead ends that way, right?
Yeah, it's a dead end. It ends in like a round room that's been turned into this.
Muck denizens.
This shrine to Kurtlemak. Cool. Yeah, as the arcane eye floats back out of that poopy cul-de-sac and into the poopy main highway, you make your way down a few more turns and you find there a secret door. It has a marking on it that Fahima gave you guys on how to activate it to open it. Being, I think, insubstantial, can the magical eye...
It is not insubstantial.
It is not insubstantial.
It is very tiny.
Okay.
A solid barrier blocks the eye's movement.
It does block its movement?
Opening
Okay.
as small as 1 inch in diameter.
Yeah, so no. There is no obvious passage here.
That will do an investigation check on the door.
Okay. The best I can give you with an investigation check is that that rune is obviously magical in some way.
I don't notice any other...
In every other way, it seems like a rounded piece of sewer wall. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will relay this to the rest of the group and say I'm as far as I could go.
Oh, okay, so we're ready to go then. We can walk up to the door. Nothing in the way, right?
Yeah. About how long did that take?
It took the eye about 20 minutes to make its way there. Walking through the muck is going to take you guys about 45 because you're at half movement essentially.
I'm floating above the
Hang on.
Does this count as traveling? Because if it's traveling faster.
No, I would call this exploring. This isn't. Yeah.
Hang on.
What's up?
Hang on.
Sloopy. Path of the water walk.
Yeah. Fen will cast Water Walk on everyone.
Oh, okay. There you go. How long does it last?
An hour.
Perfect. You guys make a great time above the poo and muck. So the original encounter here was the need to make a Constitution saving throw, moving through the muck and like breathing in these hot, gross fumes. I am going to ask you all to make a Constitution saving throw, but with advantage, moving through essentially a poop oven.
How pleasant.
A Dutch poop oven.
A Dutch poop oven, indeed.
Is it a Constitution check or save?
Save. It was a Constitution save to move through the poop sewers. Okay. The Dutch oven poop sewers.
First one is for Fen. And the
okay.
second one is for Zed. Hang on.
Question, are we not echoing anymore?
You are not echoing right now.
I had to switch my mic, so maybe that was the problem.
Maybe. So the two of us, both Fen and Zed hit 14s, which is galling considering that mine is a much better save than Fen's.
Yeah, well, you just suck on rolls.
All right, so Etza, Fen, and Zed all take one level of exhaustion. One level of exhaustion means that you have disadvantage on all skills.
I also do.
Yeah, I said Etza, Zed, and Fen all have disadvantage, have one level of exhaustion moving through the poop cooker, 5,000. But as you make your way through...
Grosser and grosser.
Yeah, it's super gross. And you're in the sewers in a really hot place. What did you expect?
It to be drier, I guess, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. It's fine.
Ew.
All right, so you guys make your way down, winding through this rounded tunnel with kind of this green, slimy walls on either side, walking on the water above the waste of an enormous living city. As you make your way, you make the final turn around the corner, and there, kind of midway between the intersection where you turned and a T intersection at the other end, is the rune that your arcane eye saw, sitting about chest level on the curved wall on the left-hand side of the room, of the tunnel.
Okay, so how are we supposed to open this again?
Whatever. I mean, there was a way in. She just showed us where the way in was, not how to get past it?
She said there was a rune, but wasn't sure how to activate it.
Do we recognize the language of the rune?
Someone needs to make a check for that. It's a magical rune, and so it requires Arcana 30 is great.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That's I accidentally did with an advantage, so.
Okay.
18 would be the first roll I made,
yeah,
technically.
18 is still fine. And you can toggle advantage if you want. I don't know if you're doing that or not. Okay.
I had toggled it on, and it said toggle it off.
Right on.
For the next one.
Sweet. All right, so yeah. An 18 is fine. You know it's in Ignan. But being schooled in the arts of Arcana, even though you don't speak Ignan, you understand the construction of an arcane rune, and you know that this simply needs a control word in Ignan. Has to be spoken in Ignan in order to open the door. And the control word, you're pretty sure, is genuflect.
But I don't speak Ignan, so I can't say genuflect.
Speaking.
Or is it giving me an instruction?
It is giving it. You get the sense for that's what it wants. You can make an intelligence check, being a well-schooled magic user, to attempt to speak what you kind of theoretically understand. Right?
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
What's worst going to happen?
At first, Ignan's weird because it's a very flowing language, but it's got kind of these harsh guttural things going on at the same time. It's almost like the language sparks as you speak it, and you get one kind of, and then you finally get it out, and the door where the bricks are disappears, and in front of you is a brass door that's about 20 feet tall. And is about 15 feet wide, and has a large brass ring in the center of it.
Pardon me, stewardess. I speak Ignan.
You ever see a grown orc naked? All right. So, do we just want to knock?
I'm gonna just look at the door.
I mean, how adversarial do we want to be?
I'm checking out the door.
Have you met Brand?
Well, right.
We haven't pulled the string yet. We haven't pulled your string.
No, fair. But this is also why, I'm not offering stealth as an option.
Hey, I'm giving it the once over.
The way we typically work is we can either beat you up friendly-like, or we can beat you up unfriendly-like.
So with your investigation check, you realize it's not trapped. The fundamental security measure here was the fact that no one could see the door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Security through obscurity.
Yep. And this is
it looks
not
fine.
an outie door. It pushes in.
I'm out of my depth, though. All right, somebody open it.
That's check it for traps.
I don't think it's trapped, but
That would be investigation, correct?
Yes. Although you did
realize...
also just see Elise investigating it pretty thoroughly.
Here's the thing, if anybody would have seen it, Elise would have already. Traps isn't my deal. No offense.
All right, open the door then, please.
I'll open the door.
Low-ranking crew member?
Brand opens the door.
Yes,
Make
I
a
was
strength
thinking of
check.
gun.
Yeah, well, Brand did it for you.
It's Brand's job. Brand opened the door.
Make a strength check. It's pretty heavy. It's made of brass.
I got the brass ring.
If only I were good at strength checks. Oh,
I
wait,
know,
I
right?
am.
Yeah, you gotta actually. It's really heavy. You're able to kind of get your shoulder into it, but it does. At first, you're like it's not budging. And then
My
it starts
big
to
moment,
move.
and I'm blowing it.
But you finally get it to open, and you find yourself on a landing. It is.
You may have made a deposit in the muck, but we're not going to say anything.
Oh, sad. You find yourself staring at a landing. It is dark. There is no light, but you've got torches and dark vision and all that sort of stuff going on. With stairs about 15 feet wide, ceilings above you going down at about 20 feet, the same as the doors above, wrapping down in a square spiral going directly down. And you notice you've been used to the heat, but you hear this dull roaring noise kind of echoing up from the bottom of these stairs. And you sense when you open the door that it is immediately at least 5 or 10 degrees hotter when you walk in.
Oh, man, I have to switch to my spellcasting bikini. Fuck. Whew. Getting warm in here.
I mean, whenever we want a steam bath, let me know. I can create water.
Just right down the back of the neck. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the ability to make water as well. Thanks. Damn good. That's just down the leg though. So. All right. Cool. I'll send the arcane eye forward.
Yep. So as the arcane eye goes down, it goes down about 150 feet worth of stairs, and ends up.
Fuck, there's so much traveling in this place.
Here. You guys are not there yet because you chose not to go down. You said the arcane eye first. But what it sees before it, let me bring up my notes so I accurately describe it to you, is a huge chamber filled with a lake of molten rock. Save for the landing you stand on, the ceiling soars high overhead to a height of 100 feet. From this height plummets a massive cascade of magma. The roar caused by this flume of molten rock is deafening and vibrates the very walls of the chamber, throwing off thousands of globs of lava that careen about the room like burning hailstones.
So, fuck Brand, right? Like, or not Brand, Barrack, right? Like, just.
Hey.
Like, well, it was good knowing it.
Give it the old college try.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Pour one out. Steams on the ground.
So the floor is lava. Finally, the floor is lava.
There is a landing made of brass where the floor is not lava.
Right, but the brass is going to be 1,000 degrees too.
I remember when I was a little kid and I lived in Phoenix, and the public park had slides that were made of metal.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Metal slides. That's a
Yeah.
whack.
Oh yeah. You fucking sizzled your thighs on the way down. Let me tell you.
And is there a boat?
Yes, you see a boat with no mast, a rudder, a wheel at the back made of brass.
But what's the boat made out of?
Brass.
It looks like wood, but it's not.
It's
Made out
brass.
of brass.
Those are brass planks.
It's super
Yeah.
floaty boat. Floaty brass.
It does appear to
light
be
brass.
floating within the lava and not taking damage from floating in the lava. That is correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what is brass's melting point?
It's magic brass. Just get in the boat. Let's go.
Okay, well, hang on 1 second. So is the thing?
You guys
in
aren't
front of
actually
it
down
where-
there yet.
Is the thing in front of it there, like the crashing of the lava that's in front? Like, is that the lava
No,
fall?
that's kind of like where the lava starts moving through the river.
And it keeps going, obviously?
Yeah. So the lava fall actually is falling around the boat itself.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
well, fuck it. The arcane eyes can keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
just
it's-
drag somebody along so you guys have vision.
It's a lava flume ride. Like
Yeah.
you go
As-
down and it splashes everyone on the bridge.
As the eye comes around, I don't know if everybody's following this or not. It makes a long loop,
I lost my
And-
glasses.
comes down to a whirlpool of lava, and another brass landing. Over,
nice numbered areas.
yeah,
I
I mean,
cannot see what you are showing, which I suppose makes sense because you probably grabbed something that. Yeah, I
oh,
don't.
you
have
can't
vision
see
for
that? Okay, well, only the arcane eye can see it anyway, so suck it.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, arcane eye, you see a brass
It loops
landing.
around. It does. There's a whirlpool thing. Okay, I found some land. All right.
And once you
Brass, I
find
guess.
the land, the tunnel here is only about 20 feet high, too. And so you would imagine the heat reflecting off of this would be pretty intense for anyone going through it. When you get to the landing itself, it's a low brass landing with a short plinth standing at its northern edge that extends along one wall of the chamber that's here. There's that bubbling pool of bright red molten lava, and a wide tunnel extends to the north from which the lava issues in a languid flow. A single lancet archway extends from the landing to the east, but is backed by a curtain of crackling flame. Most menacing of all the chamber's features, however, is the wide swirling vortex of lava that occupies its western wing. Above the curtain of flame that kind of blocks the door, you see the number 4, and in common and ignan, you see half or triple plus 1.
So it's 4, half, or triple plus 1?
No, you see the inscription of the number 4,
Yeah.
and then words written out along the arch
Oh.
that say half or triple plus 1.
Right. So I think we just found Math Dungeon. I think it's Math Man. We must find Math Man.
Madman.
So they have a.
Oh no!
Does MathNet have a branch down there?
the city of brass, MathNet.
Field agents.
I
Okay.
don't understand that riddle.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't get
so
it.
it blocks off the.
3 to 1
I'm moving the arcane eye right. I can't see anything past the lava thing here in 4.
You can kind of see past into the other room beyond. Did I block that off? I don't think I blocked
No,
it
I'm
off.
asking. I'm just.
Okay.
You didn't. No, I'm
Yeah.
just saying. If I move my little token around, I can see other stuff.
Yeah, it is like a shimmering curtain of fire, and you see a room beyond.
But not any other detail past that.
Let me check. It's hard to make out. Make me a perception check.
Hang on. Wrong button.
Yeah, you're great. So
Yeah.
beyond, you see that the walls of the room are made of shining brass. Arched passageways obscured by curtains of orange fire lead out of the center portion of each wall, and above each arch, a large rune is inscribed with a different number than the others. There's an oppressive heat in each of these rooms, like a blanket, something more than what could be provided by the 4 curtains of flame. You see a jumble of open chests, overturned amphorae, and scattered mounds of coins and gems along the floor and the walls. A single phrase that you saw before is above the other doors as well. They all say half or triple plus 1.
Well, 2 is half of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Triple plus 1 is 3.
Wait, triple plus
No, triple plus
1
would
is
be
13. Wait,
Well, triple 4 plus
triple
1.
4 is plus 1 is 13.
Right, but that's my point. Is which one is it? Because it says or triple this number or triple plus 1. Triple plus 1 is 3 times plus 1.
Well, triple's not a number.
Right.
I don't
Right,
think
but
that's what that means.
I know. I understand that, but I'm saying
It's
Of
a
the
riddle
numbers I can
and
currently
it could
see.
be stupid. Yes. Concur.
You see 1, 2, 3, and 4 going clockwise around the room beyond the shimmering curtain of flame in the room with the brass ceiling that appears to have
and is there something
coins and things scattered.
anything to interact with on these things? or is it just
No.
a curtain of flame in front of a door?
It is a curtain of flame in front of a door.
So we have to go poke around. And I don't. All right, I'll make an investigation check real quick, I guess.
What are you investigating?
I'm trying to look how am I supposed to input a number? If it's okay, I want to do 2. How do I do 2?
Okay. You figure if you wanted to do 2, you would probably want to walk through the door marked 2.
Right, but my point isn't 4 blocking me?
4 is blocking you.
Well, then how do I walk through 2?
How do you walk through 2?
That's what I'm trying to investigate. How am I supposed to tell this thing 2?
Well, the riddle says half or triple plus 1.
Right, but everything that I would do to interact with 4 is past 4, is my point. So I'm looking around at the door that makes up 4, on how do I indicate any of these.
I'm trying to figure out how to answer your question, because I'm not going to solve the riddle with the investigation check. I want you guys to work for it.
Well, no, but I don't understand the base. I mean, am I off base here? Asking.
What's your base assumption? Let's start there.
I'm asking the group.
Oh, okay.
Which is what?
How do I? Okay, if 4 is blocked, right, and it tells me I need to either do 2 or triple plus 1. How do I tell it triple plus 1 or half of 4? It's a blocked door. Am I not? Is this not making sense to me? And
You know what? I bet I know. It's not real fire.
I feel like what?
If it's the right answer, you can walk through it as if it's not really there. It's an illusion. But if it's the wrong answer, it'll actually burn you to hell and back.
I think that the real answer is that we all need to go down and take a look.
Yes, I feel like this is something that's best done by looking at it ourselves.
I agree, but I'm saying, like, in terms of actually doing the answer the correct
Well,
way.
Ooh, magic.
I'm not ready to draw any conclusions. I think we need to go see this for ourselves. Elise, you're describing things as best you can, I know, but without being able to see it with my own eyes, any advice I give will only be partial.
That's fine. Let's go. I mean, it's hot down there.
It's hot everywhere.
Right, but I don't know. Is this going to be one of those things where we've only got a limited amount of time to figure it out before we burn to death?
We got those rings or whatever of resistance.
We're wearing
Find
them.
out.
Yeah. It's going to be sizzly. I'm just warning everyone now.
Yeah, so take off all your clothes.
I am getting so hot, I'm going to take my clothes off.
Yes.
All right, I'm ready to... All right, let's go.
Okay, so as you guys make your way down the stairs...
We don't actually mean for you to take your clothes off.
But the party leader told me to.
Oh, I was voting for it. I'll be real. Yeah. Okay. So as you guys make your way down this spiral staircase, squarely spiral, I guess, octagonal, something. Yeah, it's an octagonal staircase. It's getting hotter and hotter, and that roar is getting louder and louder. You make your way down to the landing, and there is lava just pouring down. But now that you're down here, and you realize this before, but in your original investigation weren't processing it correctly, the boat itself is not taking any hits from the lava that's pouring down. It is obviously protected in some way so that it's not actually like getting splattered. But there is going to be a dash to get on that boat from across the landing.
I toss a rope over. Brand, go tie this to something.
To what?
Here, let me show you what I mean. And I grab my immovable rod and I raise it in the air, and then I click it and I tie off a rope, and I hand the other end of the rope to Brand and I say, Brand, go tie this off.
Hey, I have another one. I get out my immovable rod. Here, put this over here, just like you did that one. And I hand it to him.
Okay.
So, like, over the middle of the boat, so that we can get over the boat.
Okay.
The rod.
Brand jumps onto the boat and does
Make
that.
a dexterity saving throw as there's just magma splooshing everywhere in this room, including onto the landing.
Yep.
So you're, just to let you guys know, your safety zone starts here.
I'm gonna reroll that anyways.
Okay.
Okay, 15 better.
Let me check. I have a DC for this. Where is it at? Here? There? No. Yeah, okay, here we go. So you are going to take... I forgot to bring my dice over, so I'll just roll this one. Plus another d6, because I can't type. So you're going to take 9 fire damage. I believe you have a ring of fire resistance, is that correct?
Yes.
4 fire damage.
Ow, it burns. It burns.
Just some magma as you're like jumping over to the bridge just sears across your arm.
Okay.
Is
I
the
clicked the
boat
button.
thing?
Well, I'm not dead yet.
Yep. Once you're on the boat, it seems fine. Like you're not getting hit at all. It's also a little bit cooler.
It just seems cooler. Is it actually cooler?
It has sunglasses on the front.
I didn't know if it was like an aura that extended to Brand. Does Brand seem cooler now that he's on the boat?
Zed, you should
Is he
probably
smoking?
No, Brand does not seem cooler.
Oh,
behind
He
the
still
line
seems like
of the
Brand.
thing that we're not supposed to be across.
Until
can't
Brand
hear.
finds a pair of sunglasses on the deck and puts them on.
Yeah, then he's on a boat.
And he's
I'm
cool.
on a boat, motherfucker.
Cool
Never
AF.
forget.
I don't understand.
Well,
Okay.
anyways, I clicked the button and the ride. Come on, guys, let's go.
It's annoying. I found the head of a bolt that's sitting underneath my chair that obviously had snapped off,
Yeah.
but there's nothing missing from my chair. Like I've checked all the bolts, and this one is
Huh.
exactly the same, but there's nothing missing. I don't know where this came from.
It's a nega bolt.
Anyway,
It's there to help you. In case you need it. It's a bolt of good luck plus 2.
apparently.
Hey,
I have a-
listen.
What?
I was imitating the bolt.
Oh, okay. So, you now have an immovable rod on either side of this splash zone, with a rope tied to either end, is that correct?
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say, fuck it, and just broom my way over here real quick and just
Okay,
take.
give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. And I
Alright.
take.
And you take some damage. You will take 5 points of fire damage.
I will take
2.
3 points of damage.
It's always rounded down, it's 2.
You know what?
Okay.
After watching them, I realized that this rope thing was a stupid idea.
Well, I mean, no. You can just jump.
You will take, you save for half.
Brand's idea.
5, 6, 7, 8, 14. So you will take 7. I rolled really well on that. 7 points of fire damage as you go across.
Okay.
That's a.
Fen will go. Does Fen? Okay, Fen needs to make a dex save.
Yes.
You said, yeah, and it is a save. You said yes.
You did say dexterity saving throw. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's
Fen
no good.
fails.
Fen will take 12 points of fire damage.
So 6 or
6.
is that
Always, yeah.
already-
Rounded down to 6.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, I should
What is
actually.
the saving throw?
What do you mean?
What
is
is
the
the
saving throw?
DC for this?
Fen rolled a 5.
17.
I rolled a 20, and I still got more damage than Fen.
Well, it's because I rolled really
Fire.
well. Yeah.
Hot dice.
Yeah, but
Hot
that's why I'm
dice.
asking what's the DC.
The DC is 17? DC
Then
17
I-
dexterity saving throw. Save for half.
Yeah, and
Aren't
then
I
you take,
also wearing a ring of fire resistance?
and then you take half of that
We
half.
bought those before we came here.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you were
Sorry.
probably not wearing a ring of fire resistance.
not.
I don't remember that on your
I have a
character
whole
sheet.
bunch
Yeah.
of other stuff, though.
Yeah. So if Ed makes it across, I need a Z dexterity saving throw.
No, you don't. You don't need that.
Yeah, we do.
I'm just gonna roll the damage now. It's cool.
Like, ow.
Okay.
Actually,
So I rolled 15 damage, halved to 7, halved again, right? Because fire resistance to 3. So you actually do relatively well to get across, and then all of you
Yeah.
make it onto the boat.
and by the way, for what it's worth, I'm more like swinging across. 'Cause
I can't
Yeah,
do the Tarzan voice. Yeah.
Oh,
Pitfall. I think this is
your
a bit more
movable
pitfall.
rod is kind of just left over there, though.
No,
That's why
I
it's
just
swung.
meant that's why I'm swinging. I unclick mine, using yours, and I whee.
Okay,
Wait.
then
Okay, so it's not like it's high in the air.
Wait, you just jump up and click the button.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were to grab it and then swing, you just hit the ground. Whatever, it's fine. You make it across. Don't need to worry about the
The
specifics.
other one's
All
higher,
right,
not his.
I unclicked
He just
mine.
hits the button. He just like
Plus two
unclicks
plus
and clicks
two
the button
plus
like
one.
a whole bunch of times until he gets across.
1 + 1 + 2 + 1. 1 + 2 + 2 + Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, sorry, I had to have a clue moment. You guys all make it onto the boat where it is actually, it's hot, but it's not, oh my god, there's lava falling on me hot. And there, as you look up now, you can literally see the magma kind of splashing off a dome around this thing. About where Brand is standing, there is a brass wheel.
I checked the hold for a brass monkey. Bang, 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 bang.
Brass monkey. That fun. Wow, we are Team Tangent today.
Every day. Every
Yeah.
day.
Can we be
Every
Team
day.
Tangerine next week?
Yeah.
Every day, all day.
25-8.
What are you guys doing?
Waiting for someone to manipulate that wheel. I'm up at the front.
Go, boat! I shout.
The boat does not go when you shout at it.
Boat!
Sally forth.
Locomotion!
Boat, wait.
I walk to the back of the boat where
Yes.
the wheel thing is,
Yes.
and I go, whoop.
Whoop.
I try to
What do you
operate
do?
it like a Segway and just lean forward.
That's
Are
what
you
are you trying to
You're having a fucking Titanic moment up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
do?
We're not moving and I'm just
I'm
leaning.
flying, Brand.
What are you trying to do, Etza?
I'm trying to like push the wheel.
Like forward? Or like it's a ship wheel?
Oh, I thought at the back of it there was like another wheel.
No, it's like a ship wheel. It's
No,
like the helm of a
I'll
ship.
stand at the ship wheel, then touch it.
You slowly feel it start to lurch forward as you touch the wheel.
Okay, we'll see how this
The
goes.
creepy voice just whispers in your mind, yeah, touch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
God.
the way you touch my brass. Rub my brass. No, it doesn't actually say that. Okay,
This-
No,
so
that would be
doesn't actually
Monday.
do anything weird. There's no negative effect. It just creeps on you the entire time. Just go, yeah, that's right.
Hey,
Oh,
Snake
yeah.
Lady, what's going
Like I said,
on?
this would fit into Monday's game, right, Zed?
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Bad touch.
I'm
Monday.
looking for a
Hug
so.
them.
As
Anyway.
I don't actually have a. This boat is immovable. It is just a portion of the map. But as you guys move forward and make your way through this kind of arcing corridor, where you are right now.
Oh. I was
It's
going to say
about
there are boat tokens.
Yeah, I'm not going to futz with it right now. It's fine. I can just describe it. Where you are right now, it's about 100 feet tall. As you move into the archway in front of you, it closes down to about 20 feet. And even in the boat, it's incredibly hot. This is probably the most heat you felt baking down on you since you've made it to the city of Brass. That you can tell, those of you who are magically inclined, that if it were not for the shield around you doing the work that it's doing, you would be like instantly baked in here. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Even with our rings, we think we'd be instantly baked.
Well, you would be relatively quickly baked. It would be easy bake. You know.
Damn it.
First one was Zed. Second one is Fen.
Okay, so if you rolled a 15 or better, you have succeeded and do not take a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
If you failed, you take a level of exhaustion. If you are at 2 levels of exhaustion, you are at disadvantage on your attack rolls. No, you're at disadvantage on your saving throws. Let me make sure.
Hang on. No, your speed is cut in half.
Okay. So yeah, because
What is
level
it at first
1
level?
is disadvantage on all skills, and level 2. Wait, maybe CD. What exhaustion?
It's page 291.
Oh yeah, there it is. All right, yeah. So you have disadvantage on ability checks, and your speed is halved if you are at 2 levels of exhaustion, which I think is only Etza and Fen.
Yeah.
Exploding Dice with the crazy host for 25 viewers. Hey guys, thanks. What's going on? We are currently making our way through the city of Brass to save the lost soul of one of the party members. Their sister has joined them to make this happen, and we're gonna see how it works. They're currently floating on a boat through a river of lava, where they hope to find a landing and get their way into a building called the Bayat al-Bazan, which used to be a large citadel of the ruling class of the city of Brass, and is now a place where they believe their compatriots' soul to be held. And with that, we will return to the game. All right, so you guys have made your way into this 20-foot tall, arched river of lava. You have each made your Constitution saving throws. 2 of you, 3 of you have failed and taken an additional level of exhaustion, or a single level of exhaustion. But as you make your way around, Etza, I'm going to need you to make 1 dexterity saving throw for me.
Huh? What? Who?
Etza. Okay, so you feel the boat starting to, and I'll just move you guys around here so you can see what you can see, even though you will be in the fire, and that's sad for you. As the boat comes around, let me zoom this out. So essentially you guys went here, and then here, and then here, right? Some of you may not see this for a second, it's fine. I'm lazy DMing this at the moment. And then down here, and once you make your way down here, you feel the boat start to pull into this whirlpool of lava that's off to your southwest. You're barely able to hold on as you get down here, and the wheel kind of flies out of your hand for a second as it starts to veer into the whirlpool. What do you do?
I grab it back and I try to wrench it.
Okay, make a strength save.
Oh wait.
Nice. All right. So for a moment, you are faced with the sheer terror of the boat being dragged down into this whirlpool of lava. But in an incredible effort of strength, you grab the wheel and start pulling it back over. And it's interesting. Something about the boat, once it gets to about here, it's no longer affected by the tides of lava. And as it scoots up, you find yourself moored on a brass platform with a light curtain of fire in front of an arch. On that arch is the number 4. And written below it in both Ignan and in Common is half, or triple plus 1.
Brand will jump across.
Yeah, you easily make it onto the platform itself. The boat is with you, it's just...
Yeah. That was my grunt of effort. It was easy.
And it just says half or triple plus 1. There's no other number related to it.
There is a number 4.
Oh, 4.
Above the... Yeah, you should see it on the map as well. There's a number 4.
I do.
Yeah. Written above the archway.
Okay.
Half or triple plus 1.
Okay. Well, we should head on in this door because it's the only way in.
There's kind of this sheet of fire that's blocking the door. You can't walk through. I mean, go for it.
All right. Do I see any way to deactivate the fire that's coming down in front of the door?
You make an Arcana check.
At disadvantage because I am exhausted.
Yes.
I'm more exhausted than you are.
No. Fuck it, I'm just walking in. I've got a heal spell at the ready.
Yep.
And I just walk forward through the door.
As you walk through the door, you see him disappear. You find yourself in a room, Zed. High brass ceiling. Yes?
I got it. As I walk through the door, I go, ah, God!
It burned.
What is it with Zed and walking like mystical thing?
It's so awful. Don't come in.
It's not
Shout out,
that you're
it's ripping out my soul and sending it somewhere.
As you walk through the door, you feel just a quick tug on the front of your chest, and you find yourself in a room. High
Okay.
brass ceiling, bunks in every corner, chains next to the bunks, skeletons attached to those chains.
Hey, Zed, where'd you go? You still
All
alive?
right. Brand
I'm
is not
fine.
going to be.
I'm actually
Brand's not
fine.
going to be outdone by Zed, the puny sorcerer. Brand just wants to.
Sean, either
You-
my
you-
pawn is not on here, or I cannot see me.
You are here.
Oh, okay. I didn't walk straight in. I got ported.
You got booped. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
There was
okay.
booping.
Okay. Did you guys get booped to the same place? Mental.
Yes, the puny sorcerer is with me.
Ah!
I don't know what the theatrics are for.
All right. I'll engage in some theatrics.
Okay. Oh, okay. Boop. There you go.
Okay, so that door was labeled 4, and so we could go half or triple plus 1.
Right, but I don't understand how you could ever do triple plus 1.
Well, if it's a 1, then
This is what I was
you get a
saying.
4. If you go through, if you somehow, so here's how it works, right? You go through a door marked 4, then you go through a door marked 2, then you go through a door marked 1 because it's still half, and then triple plus 1 is a 4 again. So a 4 can go to a 2 can go to a 1 can go to a 4.
But a triple
But
plus 1 is not a 4.
3, I don't think ever happens.
No. A triple plus 1 is not a 3.
One
It's a
times
3, not a
three is
4.
1 times 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4.
Half or triple plus 1. Triple
Right.
that thing, so you can't ever go through. There's no.
You never go through a 3, as far as I can tell. 4 goes to 2, goes to 1, goes to 4.
Well, let's find out.
All right.
So you're saying that you should go through a 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Fen
I go
follows,
through.
by the way, Sean.
Yeah.
Fook. Fook.
And are there any new inscriptions in any of these doors
All
other than
very
the numbers?
different.
They all say the same thing: half or triple plus 1.
Okay.
And even the doors that appear to be a wall on the other side have this curtain.
I will go through the 2.
All right. As you walk through the 2, you find yourself down here. And it is another room similar to the one you were just in. Bunks, chains, except sitting on one of the bunks, looking incredibly dehydrated, thin from malnourishment, is about a 14-year-old boy who kind of looks up at you and goes, oh, are you here to save me?
Among other things, heal.
It's a demon.
Oh, thank you. I did need that. What do you know what day it is?
What year it is?
What day it is?
No, actually, I'm
Stranger.
here on vacation. I lose track of all time when I don't have a regular routine.
Oh, okay.
That are you good?
I'm good, but there's someone here. You guys should probably all join me.
Does everybody
Okay,
break
wait.
through?
Through
Go ahead.
Yep, following.
Boop.
By the way, thank you, Judo.
Thank you, Judo. We love you.
Big boink.
Hooray.
I'm assuming everyone boinks through.
Boinking indeed. Hello, little boy.
What does
Hi,
he look like?
hi, big guy. He is wearing a simple brown kind of wrapped skirt, for lack of a better term. Has an almost sunken in chest, although he looks a little bit more healed now. Darkish skin, and kind of this mangle of black hair on top of his head. He's missing like 2 teeth on the left-hand side, as if
Is he human?
He is human.
Does he look like what I know to be somebody who got caught by the slavers?
There is so much slavery that I don't know how to answer. That there's too much
So,
information
like,
to
the
parse
specific
through.
clothing that he's wearing. Like,
I mean, he is wearing very simple, very dilapidated clothing, which would be indicative of someone poor, but also indicative of someone who has been put into a jail.
Is he beat up or is he malnourished?
Malnourished.
He has a brand on his head that reads Shosh and indicates that he's
oh
violent.
my god, do not.
and
Do not. We're not playing Windrunner here.
For any other Sanderson fans out there, that was really funny. And for everyone else, you should read Sanderson.
You know what? I doubt that it was really funny in a universe.
It was fucking
It
hilarious,
actually
Brand,
was
and I
a little
do not
funny.
need your naysaying right now. And you know
Nay.
what? You
Oh,
know
wait,
what?
need my
Because of
name.
that, I'm gonna go pee.
All right, so as we have encountered this person, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and we will be right back with you guys. Where is my break thing? There it is. Turning these off. We People out there, we are now. Oh, nope, you can't see me. All right, so now we're back. Welcome back. And before we hop back in to this interesting meeting with a prisoner underneath the citadel of Bayat El Bazan, I have a quick announcement I'd like to make for those of you watching. At the end of September, we are going to be hosting a charity stream, 36 hours, with 9 4-hour one-shots to help Trans Lifeline. Trans Lifeline is a charity that gives micro grants to folks going through transition in order to help them afford things like name changes and birth certificate updates and all the other insane and crazy paperwork they have to go through just to live the life they want to live. And it also has a real crisis hotline with it that is staffed by members of the trans community for members of the trans community. I couldn't think of a better charity for us to support given the nature of the Welcome to the Party community itself. And we are incredibly excited to do this, and we want you to join us. We're hoping to raise $5,000, which is a lot. It's aggressive, but I think we can pull it off. If you're interested in joining us as a player or a DM, click on that link below, and you will be able to sign up and come join the team. We are currently looking at 2 different weekends, and we're going to make a decision here relatively quickly as to which weekend we're going to do. So if you sign up now, you'll get a voice in which of the 2 weekends we get to choose, and so hopefully it'll be the one which you have more availability with. So, with that being said, I hope you'll join us, and now we're going to take it back to the game, where the party has just met a young and dilapidated-looking denizen of the city of Brass who appears to have been imprisoned down here.
So why are you chained?
I made the master angry.
Master being who?
The master of the house here.
I'm gonna try and break him free of his chains.
Adnan al-Hamza, he's the master. It's his house. I was a slave.
Okay, here, hold your hands up.
He's got manacles between them with a short cord.
Cord or chain in between them?
A what?
Cord or a chain between them?
Chain.
Okay,
Looks to be steel.
Brock?
Yes.
This is the guy who we're looking for?
This is a child?
The guy he mentioned is.
Master.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Double checking name
Yeah.
recognition, thanks.
I'm gonna see if I can get my hands in there and try and break that chain.
And I will insight check him. Wow.
He seems really nervous. Clink! You're able to get him. He is still chained by the waist to the wall, but his hands are now free. I'll say with a 25. Did you want to break both of them?
Yes.
Okay, you break both of them easy. The chains to the wall are definitely thicker, and you get there, and it takes you a little bit more effort, but you're able to get it out. And he's got kind of a chain tail behind him now because the waistband of chain is still around him, but it would be much harder for you to like.
If I try to break that. So
yeah.
I think you can live with a chain tail for now.
Thank you, big one. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, little one. I pat him on the head.
Oh.
Chain tail's better than a rat tail.
So where did you get picked up by the slavers then?
I have been a slave my whole life. It is my mother was a slave and my father was a slave, and so here I am.
Have you always worked in this house?
No, I was sold to the master 2 years ago.
And I apologize, but I briefly left my body. Why are you in here?
I stole food.
And so they said, you stole food, now you go down to the labyrinth.
Yes.
Well,
He does
that's pretty terrible.
He does
You
not.
want some food?
Oh yes, I haven't eaten. I don't know how long.
I give him some llama's bread or whatever the hell we've got for rations.
If they said like you said llama's bread.
That's what I said.
Llama bread.
Yeah, but it's just got a little spit mixed in with some llama.
With llama spit, right? I mean,
Yeah.
And he just goes at it.
So did the master send you down here for stealing food, or did someone else?
The master's chamberlain sent me down.
what a dick.
Do you like the Master's Chamberlain otherwise?
No?
Okay. What is your name again?
I have it written down, I'm sorry. 1 second.
That's a very odd name.
Edward.
Edward? Yeah, it is Edward.
Oh,
Nassim.
Edward. I
No,
thought
no.
you said N-word.
Whoa, no. Wow,
No.
yeah, not
Not
at
that.
all. No.
You're not that on PC.
X card, no way.
I was gonna say after that promotion for our
Just
Right?
right back in the gutter.
yeah.
Yeah, right? I am Nassim.
Nassim?
Yeah, Nassim.
Awesome. How much do you think you're worth as a slave?
I don't know. When I was younger and healthier, probably 10 or 15 gold.
Okay, here's 20.
Uh-huh. This
You
is
can
more-
either by yourself, or you can just wait, and you are going to be my new assistant, who, as soon as I get the opportunity, will be free. Either we're going to steal you from this asshole, or we're going to do some kind of business transaction, but you're not ever going back there to work. You got me?
Oh, I would love that very much. That would be very. I would love to leave here, but what about my parents?
How much are they worth?
Oh, they are older. But my father is a skilled tradesman, so he may be worth 20 gold. And
Okay,
mother
so if I
probably
offer
10.
like 100 for the lot of you think that'll be enough?
Oh, I think that would be more than enough. That's more than people pay for human flesh.
Perfect. All right, well, let's go in there and conduct some business then, shall we? So,
There was a party of. I should tell you now that I am your property that there is, there was a party of, Azers that came through.
oh yeah, where were they headed?
They got really lost. They fought these big iron things, and a few of them died, and then they disappeared. They went through one of the doors, and I did not see them again.
Interesting. Do you know which door?
But which door they went through?
Yeah.
Once they came through here, they went through the one on the north with the numbers, or the
By
words
the way,
and things.
what happens if you go through the wrong door?
There was, I don't know, I heard combat after they walked through it.
Right, but you got to this door. How'd you know?
I was taken here by a guard.
Brought here.
Okay. All right. So, by the way, the only other thing,
Yes.
you are not my property.
What?
I
But
would
you just
prefer-
bought me.
No, listen. I bought your services. You are my paid manservant.
Oh. But how is that different from slave?
When we get out of here, you'll see very quickly the difference. Okay?
Okay. Master?
Sure, I'll take that for now, but we'll talk about it later, okay?
Okay.
So
Yes.
probably ought to keep going then, huh, guys? So we just came through a 2, which means that we need to go through a 1.
Assuming that each room knows the room that we entered it from. Unless this room is the 2 room, and we walk through a 2 door that automatically takes us to this room.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, is it based on the door?
I'm going to try to walk through this 2 door again and see what happens. Unless, of course, entering a door that is the number of the room you're in hurts you, but we'll find out. So I'm going to go try to walk through this 2.
You walked through the
Yeah.
2? Yeah.
Yes.
Zoink!
I don't know why I ended up here. Yet.
So you walked through a 2 and got punted out into a 1?
I don't know. I just went down here. That's the only information I have from that. Now we need somebody to go through the 1 and figure out what happens if you go through the 1.
Okay, I'll do that.
Unless I came from... Because
Zoink!
A 1 took me to a 3. Ah, okay. So the number is not telling you what you can do, it's telling you what will happen. Half of 2 is 1, but I walked through the 1, so it punted me through a 4, I assume.
So you buy
yeah, but that's implying that it's sending you... but that means you're... How do you know that room's a 4, though?
Look. I followed you, Master.
Oh, perfect. Hello.
Hello. What the...
Okay,
That
so...
was
Hang
not,
on.
Not what I expected when I walked through the door.
Um,
When
No,
are we
we've
done with
gone
pretty
through a lot
lady?
of this.
so I walked through 2 and got here. I don't know why yet.
these are actually better.
All right, I'm gonna go through a 2 again.
Okay. Shoink.
Oh, hi.
And now I got to a 2 again. I don't know why.
I'll try walking through a 4. No, wait. Yes.
Has anybody... I've been keeping yes. Okay. Boink.
All right, I will go through a 4.
Hey guys. Hey, wait.
What?
From-
Where did you go? Yeah, you go down to where he is. Down here. Yeah.
Okay.
Not there. Here. Boink.
What? Okay.
If you guys take the moves I did, you'll get to what looks like a hallway that leads somewhere.
Or you just go to the 4 that we were in, because that's what I just did and I got here.
Oh, okay. 4.
4. Brandy, you going through 4 as well?
Yes.
Okay. And with
Although-
that, you find your way out.
Although poking around, there was one other room that we didn't see.
There
Yeah.
are 1 room you did not see. That is correct. So
I mean,
if you guys
'cause we
want to
could
know
see
the
the bottom
solution
and
to
the
the
side
room,
of the other room.
That's
That's
fine.
directly up from this, but there's one that's in the upper right-hand corner that we did not go to.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is
it's
correct.
fine.
This is like the Scooby-Doo mansion.
Do we care about that room?
I don't need to go in every single room.
I think I'm okay.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we're trying to get like some sort of map completion achievement or
This
No?
is Iris.
nothing. Okay.
No.
All right, cool. What's our marching order?
Brand up front.
Who behind Brand?
I'll be behind Brandon. He don't have to say.
Okay.
Nassim, are you any good in combat?
No.
I didn't really expect that you were. Can you do me a favor then? What do you guys think? Is he safer with us or a bit back from us?
I mean, like,
I think he should. Assuming you don't go, assuming you don't fly away, he's probably fine where you are.
Okay. And then when I do fly away, all right, Nassim, here's what's going to happen. You're going to stick next to me unless I start flying and glowing, in which case your job is to find a safe corner and hide until we're done.
Okay, I can do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to fight if I don't have to. I don't know how.
You don't need to. You don't need
Okay.
to.
And now that we're
Brand will do the fighting.
making progress, I will cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Yes.
you're here.
You are muted, Etta.
No, I'm not.
Or you are incredible. Is your microphone in front of your face?
Yeah.
You are incredibly quiet. Like,
I can hear it just fine.
Your hair
She's
is
pretty quiet.
great.
Yeah. You're alfalfa right now, Sean.
oh, thanks. There you go.
Uh,
All right. We'll roll with it because my levels say everyone else can hear you fine, and so it's something on my end. So it's cool.
I will go middle-ish.
Okay. So Brandon, Etza, being in the lead, I need you both to make me perception checks. You find yourself in a 20-foot tall, 10-foot wide corridor. And as you head down it and around the corner... okay, one more. Oh, Brand, as you step here, you hear this clink, and the bottom of the floor falls out from under you. You
I'll jump back on too.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sweet. I get advantage because I'm a barbarian and that's how that works.
Yes.
Click the right thing. Click the right thing, Brand.
The grape ones taste okay, but there's like a weird...
Okay. So, Brand, Etza, as you come around the corner, you see Brand for a moment hovering there in midair. And then he realizes what's happening. He reaches his arm out and just misses the side of the pit trap as he falls into this slide and slides into another room.
Grant, you're not supposed to look down.
Whee!
Brand, you slide into here. I'm getting up my note description. So you fall down a brass chute gently into a cylindrical room with walls of highly polished silvery metal. At the center of the chamber is a tall spindle formed from the same material. Are you carrying anything metal?
Should I even answer that?
I mean, if the answer is yes, what? Your weapon, obviously.
Weapon, my gauntlets. I have.
No, your gauntlets are made out of stone. Your gauntlets are stone.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that was just the name, Titan Stone, so whatever.
Yeah.
I have metal climbing spikes in my bag.
Okay.
I imagine there's probably some metal somewhere on my horn of blasting.
It's a horn.
Money.
My breastplate.
Yep. Make a strength saving throw.
Cool. I'm okay with that, I guess. Well, hold on.
You find yourself... Oh, go ahead, yes?
I'm going to go ahead and use another liquid to reroll that because I can do much better than a 6, I think.
Yes, you can.
I was gonna say, yeah, jeez.
There we go.
For a moment, you find yourself starting to fly towards this whatever is in the middle of the room, and you realize it's your breastplate and your axe that are like actively pulling you towards it, but with the strength that you have within your body as a Goliath, you're able to hold steady and even start to back up a little bit and start to move away from it back up the slide.
I'm also beating down a rope the moment he disappears.
Okay. You hear
You all right down there, buddy?
I'm good.
You start to hear a sliding noise from directly behind you, Brand. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. This is a very complicated trap.
Apparently.
It's a marble.
Did you get advantage on that?
I don't.
You do.
Do I?
I thought you got it for being a barb.
It's
Yeah.
Surprise.
for traps, so I guess if it's
This
part
is
of the
this
trap,
is this is a
yes.
trap mechanism. I would totally give it to you.
Okay. That's not much better.
You're
least it's
being
not a
able
one.
to hold yourself. You're even able to move relatively freely at this point, although you feel the tug of whatever it is at the center of this room, but you just don't realize quick enough that the door slams shut behind you, coming down from the ceiling. And you feel this lurch in the floor.
You rang.
That can't be good.
Neat.
I'm gonna stay near the wall, away from that thing in the middle. So
Okay.
just, like, out of that direction.
So what's going to happen is the carny just pulled the switch. Now the room's going to spin around. You got to get to a wall and put your arms out.
You're not
Don't throw
actually wrong. The room starts to spin.
Whee! Best
Slowly at
trap
first,
ever!
and then faster and faster. Everyone else has the ability to make some checks or try and do something here if they want.
Yeah, I was wondering because there's been an awful lot of action. I haven't gotten a chance to
I
do
mean,
anything.
you, Etza called in for an action. You guys know how we roll. You guys break in on me all the time. You
I've been
always have a
trying-
chance to act.
I've been trying
Just
to
be
break the
yourself.
cycle of interruption.
Okay. Our table expectation is, but wait, not, excuse me.
Okay, so
It's change you want to see.
Yeah.
Zed has something like we've shouted out to him. He threw Etza threw a rope. Now Zed.
Yeah.
Elise, you have a broom.
Very true. And I was just trying to make sure that he's not in a pool of acid first. So I'm going to go down and check the blocked off wall, I guess, that we heard close. How far down does it go?
I will give you this. Do you want to try and sneak under it as it's closing?
No.
Okay. So
Because it
is
sounded like
a-
it shut like 30 seconds ago, and I'm like, I'm good.
Well, if you okay, so if you didn't want to try and interpose on that, we can say this
No.
happens after. Okay, so then yeah, there is. I'd rather we follow the fiction rather than like work on an arbitrary system. So if you wanted to try and get under there, I would have let you do it, or at least try.
No.
but yeah.
Elise is going to go try to disable this from the outside. She's not a.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good.
There is a solid metal door
Shoot.
that has closed in front of this brass chute. And it's rock wall on either side, and the door is insert into the rock wall. You can't really tell how far from here.
And I'm hearing like dryer noises getting up, like spinning up to. Like...
And you hear a wee.
This is either the most terrifying trap ever, that he's looped past fear around to excitement, or something bad hasn't happened yet in there.
Or something bad has happened and he's too dumb to know.
I'm going to investigate the wall.
Okay. It seems to be a plain wall. It seems to, yeah, it's a door.
I'm not seeing any disabling mechanism down here. Anybody got anything up there?
Well, how did it catch him? He stood on it, right?
Right, well, the platform up that's above me. Yeah, like the floor dropped away, which is how I got. Then I jumped down. Well, flew down.
Okay. I go stand on the platform.
There is no platform.
Just open space.
The floor thing. So he just fell down a hole.
Yeah, he fell down a brass chute into a large round room. In that, the door to that large round room with a central spindle in the middle of it, shut.
Okay, so I'll go to the door.
Okay, you hop on down, and you're down at the door.
Yeah.
So is the door like here, or is the door?
Yeah, that is where the door is. Indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
it's kind of a rounded.
I just try pushing on it.
It's a big metal door. Well, a big metal vertical door coming down.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't found anything to disable down here yet.
I take a look around for some kind of a mechanism.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, you do.
Brand is now like done that thing where he turns himself upside down in the spinning room.
You were having a hard time actually moving. If
I've
you
been in
want
one of these things before. You can turn upside down.
I understand that. There's also a magnet attempting to pull you directly towards the center at the same time.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that.
Okay, I don't see shit.
Yeah, it's a big door, and it sounds like something is turning on the other side of it.
I try casting magic missile at the door. It's force.
It is. Tunk, tunk, tunk. Mark off a spell slot.
Okay. It's a big magic missile. Okay. Magic
Splashes off of it. It looks like it maybe singed it a little. It is metal. It would have the effect you would expect a magic missile slamming into a door to do.
Like dent.
I tried to mirror what we did to get into the other door, the Ignin genuflect.
Make an intelligence check. Literally what you say is hollow.
God damn it, what did you say, Elise? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember either, because I forgot to enable my disadvantage button. There we go. Now, yeah, I don't fucking remember either.
I would still give it to you. You rolled like a 28 or something.
The first time.
Yeah.
Now I'm sleepy.
I'm sleepy. That's true.
I had to try it. Sleepy. I mean, no, genuflect. I mean, shit.
I would have a lower DC for this. You feel like you said it right, but the door does not open. There's no.
All right. Well, then I'll fly back up to where the trap originated from. I guess. And look up here.
Okay. What was your original investigation?
Too high because I forgot to do it with disadvantage.
Oh yeah, make another one with disadvantage. It's fine.
There you go. Shittier.
Yeah. Brand, make me a Constitution saving throw. As this is now spinning faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster as you're in here. And at first it was fun, but now you're like, you lose your lunch on you, essentially.
Well, would it be like
unfortunate.
next to him, just chasing him slightly, waiting for that moment
It's
where
like
the
cube
scene
bread,
fluctuates
cube
just
bread.
slightly.
Yeah.
He knows it's coming and
slowly
he's everything about it. It's just right here.
Being on the top,
Yes.
I'm gonna try to look for some mechanism where it hinged to fall out from under him.
It's obvious where it hinged now that it's open. Yeah. So there were two flanges at the north and south of this that made it go kunk, right? And now that they're down, you can see the hinges.
Yeah, so what I'm essentially trying to do is, without having to lift
This is
them
so
back
the
up,
wrong music for this.
reset them. But without having to lift the floor pieces back up, because otherwise they're trapped under it.
Make an investigation check.
Nope.
There's obviously a mechanism that is attached to those hinges.
Yeah, but I don't fucking know how to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody come figure this out. I can't. I'm like super messed up.
We're all dumb.
Too hot to think.
Exhaustion is the worst. There was like one skill check in this whole dungeon, and yeah, here it is.
Fine. I don't know. Can
I'm double checking restoration and greater.
BRB real quick, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah. I think restoration removes exhaustion.
I think it might, and if it does, we're about to do that.
We're about to drop the resto bomb on everyone.
Dumb. Like, we're not the most skilled party on a good day.
No, you're certainly not.
You know, that's why I made a character that actually had skills. Because
Hey, I've got the skills that pay the bills, and that's what I need. So.
Are you kidding me? Restoration isn't under res. It's under...
It's under ration.
like, greater or lesser, I think.
Yeah. Lesser restoration. Yeah, it's a condition.
Great. Fen fucking lesser...
Oh, no, it is, nope. Lesser restoration is only for blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Greater restoration. Charm, petrify, curse...
And exhaustion.
Reduction, and exhaustion. Yeah. Yep, greater.
I don't know.
It's a 5th level bard spell. Or druid spell.
Fen has it. Fen's got 2 of it.
Okay, so 2 people can get greater restoed.
No, Fen just uses
for exhaustion.
Fen uses 1 greater restoration on Elise.
Okay.
And says, Elise, go be smart.
You suddenly feel incredibly refreshed.
Oh, that's so good. Man, we need to make scrolls of that or something. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. All right, I can figure this out now. I investigate the top part to figure out how to fix this.
Brand, go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw. Now at disadvantage, please. Yeah, you actually kind of understand how this works. You could probably... What you think is happening. You pass out. What you think is happening... You suddenly went from wee to and now your eyes start to just kind of glaze over in the back of your head as this thing is spinning at incredible speeds now. And you are out. But you think you figured it out. You're going to need a Thieves' Tool check to do it. But the latch mechanisms themselves are what start the whole process. And you realize there's a timer. That it's latch, fall, 6 seconds close, 6 seconds spin. Spin. So if you can reset it, you can essentially stop the spinning.
12 seconds to be able to...
No. If you can figure out a way with a Thieves' Tool check to reset the trap without closing the pit, you'll stop the spin and open the door.
What comes after spin?
From a 27 investigation, it will just continue spinning.
Until someone comes down and turns it off and cleans out the goo.
Yeah.
And gets their socks back out of it.
I'm sitting down.
Okay, I don't have any thieves tools proficiency or any thieves tools. So anybody else?
Anyone here got thieves tools?
Hi.
You're muted.
I have thieves tools.
Thieves tools this shit.
Did anybody restore me from exhaustion?
No.
Cool.
No.
Let's try it.
Try it first without.
Can't make it worse.
Got a 14. You're like, you get in under there and you get like one of your more curved sorts of picks that's normally used for getting into like more difficult sorts of tumbler locks, and you feel it move past this spring, but you just can't seem to get past the original triggering mechanism, and you're just like, I'm having a really hard time focusing on this. I'm really tired, and this is like your hands are shaking a little bit from the exhaustion, and it's just there's too much.
Okay.
Note to self.
Fen will greater restore at
All right. I'm gonna try this again. Let's see if I can actually focus.
All right. On your second try, now that you feel this wave of just refreshment wash over you, it's like you had the best note to self by 5e version of Pass Wall.
I have to say that I'm just now picturing Finn with a giant thermos, like, okay, greater res, coffee, pour down like Elise, and
Yeah.
we have a little brew up. We get a cuppa and we're fine.
he pulls out a French press, grinds the bean.
Oh no,
Damn it,
I'd
Brian.
rather
The
be
best
having
cup of
that
coffee
Cuban
ever.
coffee shit.
That was aggressive.
Yeah, so is Cuban coffee.
Yes. All right. You get your tools in under there, and you're like, there it is. And you get one of your like longer, thin tools all the way back past the spring, and you loop one of your other tools around it, and you realize you can hit that mechanism if you kind of use it almost as like a backwards tweezers, right? Where you're holding on to the two tongs and are just kind of able to guide it, clink, and then you all hear this
Flash.
We open the lid, all the water runs out.
Yeah. So you will take, Brand, you're going to take 11 points of damage, bludgeoning damage, as you slam into the pillar in the middle.
Ow.
But the door is now open, and you guys can see down there without the trap itself, the pit trap itself having reset.
Hey, buddy, you all right?
He's CP. He's still passed the fuck out.
I set my immovable rod in front of the door,
Yeah.
like where it slides out or whatever,
Yeah.
so hopefully it won't move too fast. Okay, we need to go get him.
Have fun.
Okay, that's fine. Are we gonna tie a rope to him? Because that guy's big.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to.
All right, let's go get him.
Will
All right.
you broom down, get a rope, tie it? We'll use this as a lever.
Yep, all right. Broom down. What
What kind of metal do you have on you, Elise?
like buckles and stuff, maybe? I don't know. Let me think. Maybe the
Okay.
goggles have something. Like I got an amulet.
So,
I'm not wearing anything else. Like I have a staff, but
Yeah.
it's all incidental stuff. I'm not wearing anything that's a ring.
Oh
So is he-
shit! Wait, Elise. What about your programming?
My programming?
Yeah, because Elise is a robot,
Yes.
ice cold robot.
That's software, man. There's no metal components in my.
Yeah, I was wondering where
I
you're
see
going
what
with
you
that.
did there.
Elise, as you start to move into the room, you feel this tug from the buckles on your shirt, and your goggles start to kind of stretch.
All right, I'm gonna stop midway and be like, "This is getting awful tuggy down here on this. There's some sort of natural force pulling all of my metal up."
Well, tell it you have a boyfriend and rope him up.
Right, but I lack the. Okay, the whole reason we're gonna rope this dude up is because we all have weenie wizard arms and weenie sorcerer arms, and have a hard time yanking this guy out of here. If I get stuck to the pole, you're gonna have to come down here and yank me out too. I'm just warning you. I'm not saying no.
What if you come back and give me your metal things and then go back down there sans metal?
That's like almost everything I have. Like I got buckles, I got a staff, that's a lot of stuff, man.
I promise not to look.
Oh right, like I'm gonna tell you to go take off all of your magic grumble.
Well, it's either that.
Let's
or
have the
you
minion do it. I take it back. The minion can do it.
Whoa. No, this is above his pay grade right now.
No, not the guy with the metal shackles on him. Etsa, we're paying her. She can go get
Oh, yeah. Hey, Etsa, get over here.
Hi.
Hey, take off your metal. Go put a rope around this guy.
Division of labor. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not taking off my shirt, thanks.
Well, you're not going to be able to get back out.
You realize I can just jump over this gap, right?
It's not about the gap. You got to go down there to get him.
But that's the thing. I'm not taking off my shirt.
She doesn't seem real eager to get out of this place after all.
Okay, well then,
Take off your shirt.
you
I mean,
exit back that way. You
Hey.
can go
What?
step
It's
off.
perfectly fine. Nassim will just take your spot on the boat, and everything is good.
You need me to take off my clothes. Seriously?
Only the
Anything
things that are metal. Otherwise, you get stuck to the
I'm
wall.
sorry. Everything I wear has some kind of metal on it.
That's the problem we're all experiencing.
Yeah.
But we don't want to take our crap off.
Right? What is my armor? I'm trying to look again.
How about-
You
okay,
don't
how about
have
this?
armor. You have dexterity
Brand
and
is
wisdom.
fucked.
Yeah, so could I just have buttons on all my stuff that's not metal buttons? Like bone and stuff?
You're
What
Amish.
is it-
You don't believe any of that stuff.
In a world that is like a high medieval fantasy world, how likely is it that you don't have a metal buckle somewhere, right?
I can take off my belt.
Sure. We could say
But
you have a
most
few metal
spell sashes and
pieces.
stuff.
Yeah, it's not like you would have to be naked. I was really just enjoying you all arguing about who would take your clothes off, right?
Yeah.
Like that to me is fun.
That's what we were leaning hard into, man.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
That or Fen. Fen probably doesn't have any metal on.
No,
Fine, you
Feng's
know what?
armor
Fine,
is biological.
fine. Here.
Yeah.
Unbuckle my belt. Here.
Okay. Thank you. This will be waiting right here for you when you come back. Here's the rope.
Here's my ring. Here's my short sword. Here's my belt pouch. Here's my bracers. Here's my crowbar. Here are my darts. This all
Brand,
better be back.
make a
Sure,
Constitution saving throw, Brand.
Watch him wake up before we finish arguing about it. He just walks back up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?"
You wake up.
You hear some bickering off in the distance.
I
I
start
start
climbing down this stupid rope.
towards it.
You feel physically stuck to this pole in the middle.
Eh.
Are you trying to push off?
If that one was a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a strength check. Strength check. I didn't even make it a strength. Yeah.
Cheeky. Alright. I'm moving towards the door.
Etsa, as you make it down the slide, you can't see directly in, but as you make it down the brass slide, meeting you at the bottom of the brass slide is Brand. Hey, power score with the amazing host for 18 viewers. Welcome, everyone. We are we are playing D&D 5e today, and we just fell into a very complicated magnetic trap that was essentially like the Wheel of Death. Is that what they're called at circuses? I don't remember. It spins around and 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 around. Yeah.
It's a centrifuge.
A centrifuge,
Yeah,
like a
it's a
centrifuge, with the added
With a
complication of
metal
there
fork.
being a magnet in the middle of it that was whunk, attracting people to it. Brand, who
And it
was the
wasn't just
one.
my personality.
No, as magnetic as that is, it wasn't just your personality. But Brand, as the team has finally decided on the rescue plan for poor Brand, our Goliath barbarian, he wakes up and pushes himself off, meeting his rescuer at the bottom of the slide.
Oh, hi, Brand.
Hey, here. Give me that rope so I can...
Here you go.
Thanks. You're a real pal for someone that I've just met.
You're
Coming down
welcome.
here to rescue me.
I do
Thanks,
what I can.
thanks, buddies.
Yep.
And with ease, you all make it back up and across the pit.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we were all fighting over who was going to go down there.
all my shit.
She just won, you know.
She drew the long straw.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, after yelling at me about it.
Yeah, how lucky. Like, we just couldn't believe it.
Yep. Here's all your stuff back. Are we all clear from the door?
Yes.
Ka-chunk. I take my immovable rod back.
Okay. Brand, as you come around the corner, torch in hand, you see at the end of the hallway here a door. Simple, wooden with brass facings.
Wait, after all of this brass, there's something wood?
Why not?
When I get to the door, I'm going to investigate to see if it's trippy trapped.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Trapped.
It looks good to me.
Yeah, seems safe, man. Looks very much like a door.
Is that door?
Nassim, do you know what's behind this door?
There are 2 temples behind these doors.
2 temples.
Oh, a temple.
Yes.
Well, double the
can't be
amount of
that
temples I expected.
They're small.
Okay, so more like a chapel.
Yes. Chapel?
Are we
Okay,
going to a
Brand
chapel?
will open the door.
Is somebody going to get married?
Go to the
To the
chapel.
chapel, and we're gonna get married.
Or sing along.
Go to the chapel. Oh,
Gonna get married.
Anyways, door's open.
All right, so you
I mean,
open
I'm
the
already
door.
married, so.
And I will describe everything you see in sequence. So the walls of this room have been coated with plaster and inlaid with frescoes, most of them along the high domed ceiling above you. The subject matter of the frescoes, even though badly damaged with time, is still apparent, as scenes from ordinary mortal life in some Arab land. They depict shepherding and husbandry, agriculture along the banks of a muddy river, and other mundane tasks, all beneath a cloudless cerulean sky. Broken chunks of a vaguely man-shaped ceramic broken chunks of a vaguely man-shaped ceramic being litter the floor, because I can speak the language. Both the shards and the floor bear the brownish stains of dried blood. 2 cord-wrapped bundles of cloth lie near the north wall, and standing directly opposite from you are 5 Azers holding spears and tall shields. One of them yells, "Come no further!"
Why not?
Okay.
Why can't we be friends? Brand will step into the room. 1 step.
2 more Azers with crossbows show their heads behind the shield wall.
I will step in right next to Brand.
I'll step right behind Brand.
Well, okay, so... Okay, here.
Yeah,
We're
there's
not
the other
occupying
room.
the same space.
Look, we don't want to fight you if we don't have to.
And you entirely do not want to fight us.
One more step and there'll be blood, friend. What are you doing down here?
We could ask you the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Well,
but we
we're
were
trying to
here
find our
first.
Trying to find our friend.
Yeah, but you're probably here for something different than what we are, so what's the deal?
Wait 1 sec. Let me bring up my notes. You'd think I'd memorize all this.
I thought the
Yeah.
guy we were talking to was like turning to his friend, like,
I was like,
what are we here for?
One of the dwarves pulls out a clipboard. Let's see. Check. Nope.
We're here looking for bad
We are
pipe. Damn it!
we're soldiers in
You know what? This is
the
the wrong address. Son of a bitch.
we're soldier slaves in the service of Samadar, the Afriti. We come on his business, and it's none of yours.
Never heard of him.
Okay, well we're here on, and I'm up in the front. I'm just shouting from the back
Yeah,
now.
okay.
I'm good.
You can shout from the back.
Thunder. No. I stop myself.
Okay.
Elise starts muttering, but she keeps it together. She's not the face.
You should back down. now.
There's 3 of you and more of us. Why the hell should we back down to you?
Because
Shiny
I'm
boy.
5 of you. You stupid little, tiny little runt.
First off,
5 of you.
we have
So,
even numbers. Secondly, each one of us could take any 2 of you in even.
7 of them.
That was some complex math there.
So I don't know who your Samadar is, but if you value what is left of your likely very short and violent lives, you will not impede us. And with that, I will attempt to intimidate.
Do it up, Buttercup.
I was
Which-
also going to ask, do I know who Sambar is?
I normally get advantage, but because I am tired,
Mwah.
Normal.
I'm just normal. But at 23,
Say your last sentence again.
I said normally I would get advantage, but
No,
because
no, no. What did Zed say last?
Oh, you will not impede us.
You see their guard come down a little bit? Just tell us your business, and we'll be fine.
We're here to rescue someone. What are you here for?
We're here to guard our captain, but we've been separated.
Like I said, our quests are probably not the same thing, so maybe we can even help you find your captain.
His
They start talking to each other, and one of them kind of runs back into the other room for a second.
Zed, their captain might have died by that iron thing that your manservant was.
We're talking to our sergeant. Hang on a second.
Sure.
And when they when he comes back, you see them kind of get out of like a really tense defensive stance and they come on through.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
I want to check their insight on their intention of actually letting us through.
Nassim, light!
Nassim! I nearly called him Aziz. I did.
Oh, missed opportunities.
Where is Nassim? He's way back.
He's following.
Rock,
Yeah.
I was inciting their.
Make an insight check. Oh yeah. They
Yeah.
seem on edge and angry and mistrustful, but not directly violent.
Okay.
Just indirectly violent. They start throwing stuff.
Coming out from the other room as you guys walk in, as his soldiers kind of start to sit back down, is this odd blue-skinned creature with an elongated mouth the length of an arm. Eyes are these divots swept back into his skull, hunched and high over the back. It's not clear where the head ends and the back begins. He is covered in a rich royal red cloak. My friends say you don't mean us harm.
We do not. That
Who
would
are you?
We are Brand's Adventuring Company.
Because there's a sigh attached to it every time.
Yep. We are here to rescue a friend of ours.
A boon companion.
From the person who owns or runs this place.
My master is looking for a treasure in the halls above. We have been separated. Beyond
happened?
the next 2 rooms is a creature. It lives within the stairwells and tore our men limb from limb. Samadar and a number of his warrior slaves were able to make it up the stairs, but we are no match for what that beast is.
Does it have limbs?
It has many limbs from what I saw.
We will tear them all! Limb from limb. Yes.
Nice. I like it.
Do you know what treasure it is that you seek?
He seeks something called the Jewel of the Padishah.
Elise, have you ever heard of that?
Depends on what the nature of the item might be. If it is a historical artifact, religious artifact, or arcade artifact.
Make a history check.
Worst option.
No. Mm-mm.
But I don't think it's not likely to be another term for a paladin soul.
Yeah, that's really
It is not. No, it does not seem like it would be another term for that.
fantastic. All right. Well, we're going to go in there, and our plan is to try to kick this thing's ass. You want to help us out, get a little revenge for your fallen buddies?
My orders are to stay here. And we cannot fight it. We would throw our lot in, but...
Then just don't fuck with us, and we'll smash our way through everything, and then you guys can follow along behind if you feel like it.
Brand smash good.
It is a dangerous creature.
Which is
I'm a dangerous creature.
But yes, Brand is in fact a very dangerous creature.
He looks the part.
It takes us this many of us to keep him in check.
It lives in the stone stairs, and it has many limbs. Can you tell us anything more about it?
1 second. Yeah, it is a... I'll give you a better description.
It is a Stairblizu.
Yes, it is a Stairblizu. He describes it as having pallid, twitching flesh and the grotesque bulk of an insectile monstrosity. Has a ravening maw of needle-sharp teeth and bulbous eyes, and with its head covered in a strange membrane. But it's beyond it is this amorphous mass of coils and a long segmented body bearing dozens of scuttling legs covered in chitinous armor and ending in a pincer-like double stinger. The foremost legs are oversized and folded back like those of a mantis, but with jagged metallic growths along its clawed edges.
Based on that description, does that sound like anything I've ever heard
of? It is a... you can make an Arcana check, because it's an aberration. Yeah.
Throw, can I make a
crap.
1d6 plus 1 roll for my Ring of Regeneration?
Yes.
Has it been 10
It
minutes?
is, well, yes, it has been 10 minutes. Yeah, there you go. Have 7 points. Yeah.
That's all I needed, in fact.
Sweet. Yay, Ring of Regeneration. Clutch. No, you don't know.
Yeah,
The best you can get it is likely an outsider.
I think it's Pony Boy.
Well,
Is that a train spotting reference?
It was the outsider's joke.
Yeah.
I can't remember the actual name of the gang kid.
Brand
I
will
think there's
say,
a Pony
Oh,
Boy.
like, S.E. Hinton, The Outsiders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Brand will say, excuse me, Mr. Mouth, is it alright if our poor slave chain tail boy stays in this room with you while we go take care of this monstrosity? We'll come back for him, I promise.
It is fine.
Okay, good.
All right, Nassim, don't play any games of chance with these men.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. I'm just letting you know now. They're military. They do this all the time. They'll beat you. Okay.
All right, sir.
Okay.
I like that he's slowly becoming more British as we go.
I don't know what. Yeah, you know, it's colonization. What do you?
Yeah,
know?
No, yeah, exactly. That's great. Yes,
All right,
sir.
well, excuse me, pardon me, and I'll
Letter for you, sir.
past it.
I had it earlier and then I lost it.
Poor Patsy.
All right, so to describe these next 2 rooms real quick. So the next dome that these Azers are in is a frescoed walls of this chamber show a desolate landscape with a large pyramid in the distance. There's a long procession of torch-bearing priests making its way towards the pyramids, holding aloft a bier of an ornate sarcophagus. The flat apex of the pyramid is it beer?
No, sorry. I'm
okay.
As we're walking through, I'm going to see if I recognize any of this shit.
Yeah. The flat apex of the pyramid bears a roaring fire to which the procession climbs. The dome above is painted to depict a starry night sky with a gibbous moon. The chamber itself appears to have been used as some sort of camp with a number of bedrolls. You saw that, never mind. And then the last one is of a gross river running through a cavern. A boat made of reeds and loaded with treasures floats down this subterranean channel, bearing the same sarcophagus as pictured in the previous chamber. All manner of spirits, only faintly seen, look upon the funeral barge from behind the stalagmites and from the frothing current itself. In the distance, the river flows through an opening that glows with light.
Is there like a basket of reeds with a baby in it?
There is not. Wicket is not there.
I thought it would be Moses.
I was going for a Willow reference, but we could go for a Moses reference too.
Yeah. Right? Like reeds and dirty rivers.
Yeah, is Charlton Heston clearly in one of these frescoes?
Well, all right.
Some Roman noodles in the corner. Yeah, do I recognize any of the? I assume
you match it up pretty closely with some of the other iconography you've seen around the city. And from the bits and pieces you've picked up, these come to three core concepts that were prevalent within the previous regime, which are the ideas of passage, death, and life. And that these kind of revere archetypal versions of those pillars of the last regime.
What are the pillars of the current regime in comparison?
Law,
as I've been around. Yeah,
profit, law, profit, and underpants. Totalitarianism, I guess. Yeah. Judicious use of the law.
Underpanting totally means totalitarianism.
Yeah,
I thought it meant profit.
Yeah, tidy whiteys. That's totally totalitarian.
Is very much so. Forcing people to wear pants at all, in my opinion.
It's a restrictive regime around the very, nature and family jewels. I know.
All right, so as you come up around the corner, you hear a scratching and screeching sound echoing from a large chasm that sits in the center of the stairwell.
Brand is going to enter into a rage as we come into the stairwell.
I'm gonna cut myself when I think. Yeah, no, sure thing. Okay.
How dark is the stairwell?
It is unlit.
Cool. I'm going to then Cloak of Shadows.
Okay.
Myself.
Well, I mean, it's technically lit because Brand has a torch. I should say. So it is daylit.
So how far away from Brand do I need to be?
All right, so for dim light, you need to be 30 feet away from Brand.
God damn it. Brand.
I can't see without it, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
God damn it, fine.
What do you guys do?
Head up the stairs.
All right, so Brand...
Loud as possible, just
Torch between my teeth.
Once you make it up to here, kind of put everyone else where they'd be.
I'm gonna be...
Hang on.
Yep.
Before Brand goes, I cast Bless on him, me, and Ben. Yeah.
I don't know. That's what
No.
Needs to make more rolls.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I cast it on him, me, and Etza.
Okay. Bless. What do I normally use for bless? I don't even remember anymore. I think
it's the funny
one that
thing on the
used.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay, that. Okay, yeah. Okay.
See,
So
Barrick has been gone so long,
We've been unblessed for so long.
and Zed can't be bothered to buff people.
not in combat. No, once we begin, all my actions are kill.
Okay. There you go. So everybody kind of put themselves where they'd be following Brand up this stairwell.
I usually follow behind a little bit
I
behind
was gonna
Etza.
say I'm gonna be kind of running at the back of the pack too because I want to Cloak of Shadows and this is 30 feet away from Brand.
Move yourself up because I'm not front.
Everyone but me is
I'm
not
here.
front. Someone has to be behind me.
Okay.
Like, you're all squishy. So...
You have
Just
one take. Make
accept
some
it.
choices. Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
So,
Elise doesn't usually bother to cast mage armor half the time. She just runs in and just goes, ah!
all right. So, Brand, once you get up there, that scrabbling and screaming becomes louder and louder and louder, and bursting from the chamber below. This stairwell it actually has a hollow center to it that goes down. It looks like inky darkness until, as you're looking down, the face of this maw comes up at you, and I'm going to show you guys a picture of it.
Yeah, picture time.
Picture pages, picture pages. That's what it looks like.
Come on.
Comes slinking quickly up the chasm and strikes out. And we need to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Where did we get the picture from?
I didn't see a picture.
The picture is currently being affected by
Oh, yes.
by lighting effects, and is also not movable. It's not a card that we can move.
It's
No,
not-
but
we can move
it
it.
has been moved now.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like a creepy worm centipede thing.
Yeah.
That's like a tapeworm for a giant.
Yeah, it's a giant tapeworm.
tapeworm.
Hey. Oh, all right. So I've got Brand, Elise, Etza, Zed.
Hang on, I'm putting Fen on.
Okay.
There we go.
That token, that looks like a hand puppet.
I know, dude. There was no good token for this at all, so I just
Yeah,
picked
but
one.
it's close at least.
Looks like some mall ninja shit.
That's some mall ninja shit. All right. It is going on 13.
I am slowly disappearing.
Into what?
Oh, and
All I
Brand,
got a frame very slowly.
I was wrong about correcting my camera's white balance. The underside of my arm does it just fine.
All right, as this thing comes up, Brand, you're right there and have the first attempt to stab at it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna swing at it. I'm gonna aim mostly at its. I just go for its face. If that's such a
I'm
thing.
gonna go for its face. Yes.
Can you hit you in the face parts?
Miss.
Hold on.
Still miss.
Okay.
Hit.
Alright.
Your first swing goes wide as you see it go whoosh, kind of out of the way, but then you hit it for I love the symmetry of that for 23 damage.
Right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the second one, you were going for its face, but it's able to kind of move it out of the way, and you get it between like its upper claws and its head, and it's just like whoosh, right into it.
Works for me.
Zed.
All right. Well, I guess we're just gonna test and see what it can do. So I'm gonna spend the 1 to speed up. So we're gonna do a firebolt, and then we're gonna try Toll the Dead and see if it's weak to either fire or necrotic.
Okay.
So first the firebolt.
Okay.
Boop.
Miss.
Scoopity poop.
Slams into the wall behind it.
Interesting. Okay. And then Toll the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs to make a will save. Wisdom save, sorry.
Fails.
Sweet. And it has already been hurt, yes?
It has already been hurt.
Awesome. So it's going to take 2d12, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Slash roll 2d12.
7
Okay.
points of damage.
Yeah, it's going to take 7 necrotic damage.
Bong. Its eyes cross for a second and then come back. Etza.
Well, I guess I have to engage, which is really annoying.
Yeah, monks hate fighting things.
Especially
yeah.
after we went to the chapel. Seems
Well, if there wasn't this stupid torch, I would be invisible and hitting it. Anyways.
Well, some of us can't see in the dark.
Yep, so I'm going to Monk Unarmed Strike. Times 1.
Miss.
Times 2.
Miss.
I'm gonna spend a key for 2 more strikes.
Okay.
Wait,
Or
an
one more.
18 is a miss?
A
Yes.
22 was a miss too. Or 21, whatever your first
19.
roll was. Yeah, 19 was also a miss.
too.
But a 23 hit.
Bless. Plus
I-
4 for all these.
If a 22
But not X
missed,
is not blessed.
I feel like it's not an armor issue.
Etza's not blessed.
Etza should be blessed. It should be Etza,
was-
Brandon, and Zed.
Oh, I thought it was Etza. I thought it was Brand, Zed, and Elise.
Yeah, that's what it
Etza.
was.
No.
Oh, Etza. Okay, so you get a plus D4 to all of these.
Right,
So
because I don't
sorry,
roll
I
really
just
as
had
much.
the
That was the
yeah,
discussion. That was the discussion they had.
Oh.
That she's gonna have to roll way more than I
heard
do.
the outcome backwards. Yeah. All right. So roll me 1d4 real quick. So your first strike misses. Your second strike wasn't in range. Roll me a 1d4 for your third strike. Hits for 11. All right.
One more time.
And you get one more attack off your key.
Yeah, each key gives me two attacks.
Yep.
We can only do it once, but yes.
Yeah, and you can only do it once. That is gonna miss, even if you roll a d4.
Yeah.
All right, you realize this thing is both its carapace is incredibly hard, and so when you hit it, you just gotta get in, you gotta focus that energy more, and it's also a little bit squirrelier than you thought. Something about the way it moves makes it hard to land a telling blow on it, and
Okay,
yes.
I will like to poison spray though, or is that not a
is
cantrip?
Poison spray well, it doesn't matter if it's a cantrip or not. It matters whether it's a bonus action or an action.
I think I can take it as. So it's my. Oh, I have
Probably
to
action.
key to do it, don't I?
You do.
Yes.
Poison spray is
That's
an action.
within my.
It's an action. You can't do it. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to do what I can.
Yep. I hear you. And then it's a sandworm's go. The sandworm makes 3 attacks.
Bring it, bitch.
The sandworm is going to bite and claw.
Nice.
On point.
Right? Claw, bite, baby. We will do the bite against. Oh, and at the beginning of its turn, you see some of its some of the wounds that you put on it, Brand. That really nasty one in its neck start to heal up.
Sweet.
And then it's going to bite you and do 2 claws at Etza. What's your AC, Brand?
18.
That's going to be a hit. You are now grappled in its mouth.
Okay.
And we'll take... I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
You know, I feel like I've done this before.
I feel like you've done this before, too.
Every game.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And you will start at... you are raging, so it's going to be 23 points of damage, halved to 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, so no poison. And then, Etza, what's your AC?
19.
19, so it's going to be 1 hit on you for... and give me a Constitution saving throw as I'm rolling damage.
And I have evasion.
Okay, this isn't evasionable. It's an attack.
Yeah. Evasion is able to be.
Evasion is for Dex saving throws.
It's the other one.
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah. Do you have
Oh,
an
it's
uncanny
the
dodge?
one I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So you are
I'm
going
not
to
a
take...
cat.
You're going to take 19 points of damage as one of the pincers straight into you. And you are also suffering from the poisoned condition.
No, I'm not. I am immune to it.
Yep.
Yep, Diamond Body, that is correct. You are not suffering from the poisoned condition. And with Brand in its mouth, it's going to slither out over to here. And be done. Fed. Its head is over the precipice with you, Brand.
So I'm having some difficulty
I'm getting a
figuring
bad
out
feeling
exactly
about this.
what Fen would do. Fen just went into the. There we go.
Finn hides in a wall.
Fed hides. Yeah.
Fen will cast Shillelagh and will also attempt to converse with it.
Okay. Assume that this is the wall up that I just drew.
Okay.
And that you have
we
to
have to
come
move around
around
the corner
on
to be able to
yeah.
see it.
No,
So we
you can.
can't-
Yeah.
Do you see it from here?
You might. It might have good cover from you. Let's see. Yeah, you'd have to move up one more step to see it, I guess.
Okay, that's fine.
Because the map isn't clear, but it doesn't make sense for you there to
I
not
know.
be a wall there, architecturally, right?
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just
okay.
making sure. I just need to know where I need to go.
Yep.
Yeah. So Fen moves. So Fen needs to go right to here, right?
You can see from over here. There's a giant open chasm in the middle. You're just kind of looking up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Fen will cast. I want to say it's what, speak with animal or whatever.
Sure.
Let me see if. Yep, speak with animals. So Fen will cast speak with animals, and then we'll attempt to converse with the creature.
Okay.
Hello, stare monster.
What is for speak with animals? What are you actually able to speak with?
Dear Blizu. How many times do I gotta tell you, man?
It's a Stirblizu.
That is the wrong description.
Oh,
Hang on.
it would be with beasts. You speak at it with speak to animals, and is all you get back.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, it's not an. Sorry. Hey guys, it's not an animal. It's okay to kill it.
Thanks for checking.
Elise.
Then I will move up to here so I can see it.
Yep.
And I'll spend 5 points out of the staff and cast Hold Monster. DC 17 will save.
DC 17 will save. Hang on a second.
Save.
And Hold Monster would make it
Paralyzed.
paralyzed until and it gets saves from damage, right?
It just gets to save at the beginning of each of its end of its turns, I think.
Yeah, the saves always happen at the end of the turn, unless it specifically says otherwise.
Yeah, damages. Break it.
Okay, so I'm looking at its stats real quick. I'm sorry.
No problem. Yeah, at the end of each of its turns. Yep. Boom.
Okay, here it is. Okay. And it was a 17?
Correct.
Just missed. Yeah.
And I'll make an Arcana check to see if I can determine the type of damage I think it might be vulnerable to prevent it regenerating.
Sure. Radiant.
Hit it with Radiant. It's vulnerable.
Are we sure?
That's what my knowledge of its arcane form, its aberrant form, tells me.
Okay, if I pop out of existence because I do this,
Well, start with something small, man. Start with something small. I mean, we can both do Radiant. Just helping you out.
yeah. All right, Sean. I know it's Brand's turn before me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Elise?
No, that's it. That's my move and action. I'm good.
Okay. Brand.
And knowledge
Alright.
bringing.
Brand is truly enraged, is going to make reckless attacks.
Love it. Crit for holy god, yeah. Nicely done. Just right into its mouth. For 21
Well, I
plus
mean-
16 is 37. What?
Any melee attack's gonna crit on it anyway because it's paralyzed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
How is it really?
As
Yeah.
long as you hit it, it's a crit.
Okay.
Yep, that is correct. So go ahead and roll me. Just click on the crit roll above again and tell me what you get.
Wait.
You can
No,
click on
it's-
Great X plus 2 rage, and it'll
Yeah.
output the damage again.
No, I don't.
You still have to hit it. Like you still could roll a 1.
Oh, I guess
Yeah,
it's
does
I guess it's true. You did not roll a 1, however.
Okay. I don't. It's not letting me click on.
Oh, okay. So
Whatever.
just roll an extra d12
2 extra details because of barbarian reasons.
because you're awesome. So yeah, roll 2 extra d12. For 12 more, so 17. That is 29, right? Math guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you lay into it. Oop, 3 more.
I'm getting tired of this.
You
I
see
am
this
not
terror in
Falcon.
its eyes.
Getting paralyzed sucks, doesn't it? Ha!
Right back at you, motherfucker! Anything else, Brand? You are still, like, its mouth is clenched around you in this held position. But
Fine, I'm just gonna yell it. I am not a piece of meat.
Zed.
All right, we are going to attempt. Okay, so I'm gonna pay.
Also, it auto fails dex saves, so if you want to do
It
anything,
does
dex
auto-fail dex saves.
Okay.
if you really want to disintegrate it, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do not. So that counted for 2. That would count for 1. I see. Okay. So 2 plus 1. So okay, 1, 2, 3.
1
So
plus
here's
2
what's
plus
happening. We
2 plus
are
1.
casting. Actually, we're gonna do that.
1 plus 1
So-
plus 2 plus 1.
Oh, shoosh you.
Sorry.
So first, we're going to attempt to radiantly scorching ray it.
Okay.
So 1,
Yep. Hit.
2,
Hit.
3,
Hit.
and then it needs to make a will save.
It will try DC what? Roll the
16.
natural 20. So yes, it makes a will save.
Okay, so the will save it makes. So 1,
7,
2,
13,
3,
26.
and that's all fire damage or radiant damage.
Okay. So remember that contract you signed?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been on my mind.
You suddenly feel this pressure at the back of your head. As if someone is like staring directly into the back of your head.
Brand.
I can't imagine that's pleasant for either party. What?
Brand. Knock me out.
I can't beat you.
Also, Zed had to move too.
Yeah, you'd have to be up here somewhere. You'd have to be like here.
I'm clenched in the mouth of this beast once again. I can't knock you out. Maybe yell at Etsa, who's right next to you.
Etsa, knock me out.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, it is your go, so you can
Okay,
choose.
wait, hold on a
what-
second. Wait.
Huh.
Okay, does it? I know he's a sorcerer, but couldn't you just try to figure out, like, maybe think if he's being merely scryed upon, or is he being technically
Apparently,
controlled,
he's freaking out.
or is he just
That
in
probably
full
requires
freak
an
out?
Arcana check, which we all know he's terrible.
You can still try.
Yeah.
I'm just
And that's a
saying.
lot of conversation for combat rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Also,
know.
Zed, do you need to look
No,
at
I'm just saying. I'm saying. I'm talking about
No,
Zed's internal
no.
monologue versus Zed's internal monologue.
Don't worry about me. I'm pretty sure someone. Oh yeah. Except wait, because I'm at disadvantage. Can it get worse? It
No,
didn't.
it didn't.
Okay.
Yes, technically it could have gotten worse. It just didn't.
So no, don't knock me out. Kill the beast. To anyone watching this, fuck you. I'm doing my best.
Zed.
What?
Look at this while I take my turn.
What am I looking at?
This.
Oh,
All right, so I need to figure out distance. 10, 15. Okay, I can get to the beast.
Oh
Just
yeah.
fine.
Oh wait, what's your movement? 20 right now?
I got it fixed.
Oh, that's right. You got it fixed. Yeah. All right. So these
I
are
got that
automatically
fixed,
crits.
So, wee!
she was showing me a tweet. Apparently, Lin-Manuel Miranda managed to roll across a bunch of SCA people and has been open to a whole new world.
Nice.
The
Fascinating.
guy who wrote Hamilton.
Oh.
And the music for Moana.
Not Mulan.
Moana.
Yes.
Oh.
I did say Moana, but, you know. Anyways, I'm going to lay into this motherfucker.
Get it. Lay into him.
Motherfucker!
All you gotta do is not roll once. All right. So for your first attack, add an extra D8 to that.
Why an extra D8?
Because you
Paralyzed.
automatically crit.
As long as you hit, you will crit.
Yeah, melee attacks.
Yeah.
Wait, when did that happen?
He's been paralyzed. Yep. Miss attention-paying lady. So, 15.
I said trying. I didn't say I was perfect.
You are not, but I love you anyways. None of us are perfect. Go again.
Shabam!
Hits. Roll an extra d8. So that is 13. It's starting to look pretty rough.
I'm a steady key.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Well, bam!
Hits. Roll an extra d8. Minus 4.
And I'ma do it again.
All right, one more time. Oh, and minus 8.
Well, bam! Shwa bam!
All right, so 15 more. Yeah, it looks not at all great. It looks with the number of attacks that just slammed into it. Like parts of its carapace are now like falling off. There's this horrible pink blood dripping off of it, and it's just sitting there, its eyes terrified, and it gets to make a wisdom saving throw. What was the DC?
17.
Nope. So at this point, we can just say, over the course of the next turn, you guys murk this thing. Because the whole monster is awesome.
Someone, yes, Edsa to hand me her removal rod before we kill it, though.
No, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. When you kill it, it goes slack. Brand, make a dexterity saving throw as you fall out of its mouth over the precipice.
This is why I was asking.
I was just gonna hand him my immovable rod.
I think it is fair to say that between Fen, Elise, Brand, and Zedrin, you would not have had the opportunity
To take a
All right.
You don't think that's fair? If you don't think that's fair, tell me. But it seems like
would not have had the opportunity
pass
to
him
what?
something.
To ask.
While
to-
other people were
to
How
pass
about this?
him the
No,
immovable
How
rod.
about this?
What?
How about this? The fact that it is paralyzed and cannot take actions, I feel like it would be very hard for it to resist him getting out of its mouth. Like we just beat it to death with large weapons. It can't get out of its mouth at that time.
It is paralyzed, clenched on him.
I think his point is that it'll be dead before I get another turn. I think.
I thought it would be. I mean, I didn't expect there to be a fight over you kill it and it falls. But
Right.
okay, so
I'm saying that I just.
oh, I didn't mean you. I feel like we're having more of a conversation than I expected here is all.
No. I'm just putting in my 2 cents. That's saying that since I applied a beneficial condition to it for us,
yes,
that it wouldn't necessarily trap him in the sense that that assumes it can swallow him whole.
it can swallow him whole.
But it's only one size category larger than him. It would be fully inside him. He's 8 feet tall.
Yeah, so this thing is like 20 feet long out of the thing.
Okay.
It's a long worm, so it eats it like a snake eats. Yeah.
I'm just saying, then, if he was actually in its gullet, which I assumed it wasn't.
Oh,
I
he
just
has not
assumed
been
it's grappled.
swallowed yet. Yeah.
Right,
he
he's
is-
just been grappled. That means
Yeah.
it's literally the only thing it can do is prevent him from moving. It can't prevent him from attacking. It can't
No,
prevent him
absolutely
from
not.
any other actions.
Yes.
That's my point. Saying mechanically, I feel like we just whooped its ass. I mean, it's fine. I don't. It doesn't bother me. We can save him. He's not going to fall. It's cool. We got
Yeah.
him. We win.
So Etsa, you hand him the immovable rod. He doesn't fall. He grabs it and is able to pull himself back up on the stairs. Boink.
I think it was just a little. I think it's a little sour Stirblizu crave that we're trying to be like. I gotta get a chance. I didn't get to do anything. I was a cool monster that just got jumped.
It happens. It's D&D. Monsters get... I have no emotional attachment. But Stirblizu is, by the way, the best name of a monster I've ever heard. Yeah.
Okay.
So once we get everything handled,
Ooh, whoa.
Sorry.
I don't know what that is.
so guys, I just want to let you know, something noticed what I did. So that contract that we signed before when we came in, I am, something somehow noticed.
Wait,
But I-
whoa. What contract did you
And
sign?
that is where we're going to end it for today. Something noticed is where we
Wait.
end it.
You feel
Actually,
like You feel like maybe if you were a small person and then you just slid on a certain ring and then like a big red eye just kind of
I'd actually like to end it on Nassim. Come.
I wanted to point out. I want to say exactly that. Like, we need to get Nassim because we're gonna forget at the game next session. We don't.
Yeah, there's Nassim. Nassim is
also. And my parting comment will be that, of course, I would like to point out that I walk back down the stairs to the below and be like, yeah, we just chunked him in about 12 seconds.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Did you guys even hear that?
Yeah. Split. All right, it's cool.
We're good here.
now.
So remember earlier when I said you didn't want none?
Right.
All right. Good game today, guys. That was a lot of fun. Did you guys have fun? Was this interesting? Was this an interesting start to a dungeon for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
All
for the
right.
centrifuge terror.
Yep. So we're going to end it here. I am Throck at Throck Plays on Twitter. I am the DM for a Friday and Saturday game and occasional Sunday games, depending on when they happen. Welcome to the Party is all about teaching people how to stream role-playing games or play role-playing games on streams in an open, inclusive, equitable, and safe environment. If you're interested in joining us, our Discord is below, and you can click on that, and poof, you'll be a member of a nearly 200-person Discord community that's growing every day and is full of awesome, amazing people talking about all sorts of cool stuff. Additionally, we are holding a charity for trying to raise $5,000 for Trans Lifeline at the end of September. Trans Lifeline provides microgrants to folks going through transition in order to get through things like paperwork and name changes and all that sort of crazy stuff, along with having an actual lifeline that people can call in that is staffed by trans people, people going through transition for trans people, or vice versa. Sorry, it's late and I got 4 hours of sleep. We hope you'll join us. It's up for anybody to come and play, and we would love to have you. With that, let's go around real quick. If anybody has any thoughts, reflections, or just want to shout themselves out, you should feel free. I'll start with a Muck, because I know he won't, unless he does.
Nope, don't. Later.
Yep, that's what I thought. Bye! Mr. Spy Guy Yoda at Cautious Pessimist.
I have no thoughts. You know that.
Yeah, it's true. Brand has no thoughts. You have plenty of thoughts.
I have plenty of thoughts. Go charity. Woo!
Woo, charity. All right. Etza. Portia.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that we're doing this charity thing, and in the gaming community, it's sometimes really hard to. We were having a conversation earlier today about a system that a whole bunch of us really enjoy, and trying to decide the morality of playing a system in which maybe some of the people who make it or run it or work at the company aren't really supportive of that, open community. And I think that it's really good that this channel exists, have that open community, and to be very aware of those diversity things. And so supporting the Trans Lifeline is really cool, and I'm excited for it.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Zed, also known as Zed.
Hello. I am ZX, or at ZX on the Twitter, ZEDECXZ. I also run the Monday game new to the party. We are recruiting, so if you're interested in joining our game, we have one slot open at the moment for anyone who has either no or minimal background playing D&D at all, or who used to play way back in, say, the pre-3.0 days and hasn't played since and would like to get back in.
We use D20s now that you don't have to color in. We use D20s that you don't have to color in now. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. And numbers going up is always good, and numbers going down is always bad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is a real upgrade from how they used to be in the not so great old days. Finally, I did want to make note of the fact that I realized after something noticed me casting shit that if for some reason I were to die, and if for some reason we don't get Brand back, or even if we do and he just becomes part of the B squad, or Barrack, I don't know why I keep doing that. If we get Barrack back, but he becomes part of the B squad because perhaps Muck prefers playing Elise. that would make Brand the only remaining original member of Brand's Adventuring Company,
which means that
No, really.
no,
it's
all
Brand's
newcomers have no reason to complain about the fact that we're named Brand's Adventuring Company.
Yeah. So just if that should come to pass, while my character's sole goal was to get to level 14 so he could grow wings, if something should come to pass where that can't happen and I play something else, I have come to a sort of peace with that, solely so that Brand can win the tontine and fully become the owner of the Adventuring Company.
And gold star for using the term tontine, and sorry for the sirens in the background. But with that, we're going to do a raid. We're going to send it over to our friends at Buckland RPG. If you're a subscriber, grab one of those subscriber emoticons and say hi to our lovely friends at Buckland RPG. They are a great little group of folks just like us. They're still building their community, and that's what we do here is we support people doing that sort of stuff. So that's why we're rating them, and they're great folks on top of it. So we will see you next Saturday for the next exciting adventure.
Bye-bye!
The Broken Throne. Bye!